What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is up? How are y'all doing today? It is Friday. Y'all know what that means. That means we're going to have us a good old time tonight. I am your host, Emmanuel Noisette, or E-Man from E-Man's Movie Reviews. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. For those of you that are new, I am going to talk about the latest news from the week. We got Spider-Man updates across the Spider-Verse stuff to talk about. There might be some trouble in the family. The Rock got a new movie coming out. Yo, we got a lot of stuff to go over, and I cannot wait to dive into these topics with you guys today. By the way, again, if you're new, you should absolutely be joining the chat right now. It is absolutely the livest chat that you will ever find on YouTube. You have to join the E-Fam. And by the way, the only way you can do it, okay, the only way you could do it, you got to be a subscriber. Yes, that's right. I ain't charging you nothing for it. It's free 99. Just subscribe to the channel and you can drop a comment. You can crack some jokes. You can leave your questions, all of that good stuff right there in the chat. But all you got to do is just subscribe. And by the way, if you like what you see, go ahead and leave a like too. Like the video. That goes a very long way. But before I get started, because we got to do our shout outs and everything. Before I get started, hold on. Let me because I want this to feel a little more official, In case y'all didn't know, something happened the last couple days, and I want to talk about it. And there was no real easy way to go about it, but y'all, we made it. That's right. 100K, baby. Oh my God, y'all. I woke up and saw we finally crossed that 100K subscriber mark. Woo, Jesus. Let me tell you, first and foremost, thank you. I want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have been rocking with me, that have subscribed, that have shared my channel, talked about it, brought your mama, your friends, your kids, whatever. I cannot express to you how grateful I am for you guys supporting my channel the way that you do. It's one of those things where, like, I remember when I started, right? I started around 2016. And 2016, that's 1, 2, 3. That's about 7 years ago. Okay, that's a long time, ago. And I remember, and I'm just gonna say this for anybody else who, whether you're a creator, a content creator, whatever, if you're on YouTube, if you're doing your own thing. When I first started, no one was checking for me, right? Nobody was checking. Nobody knew who E-Man was. Nobody cared. And that was cool. I understood it. Okay. I understood it. But I remember when I dropped my first video, and I please don't go look for it. Don't go watch it now. Okay. It's bad. But I remember when I dropped my first video on here, and I was scared. I was nervous. I didn't know if I was recording stuff right. It was scary. You could ask Mrs. E-Man too. I mean, I remember I used to tell her, like, yo, if I'm recording, get out. Close the door. I don't want nobody in here because I got to go talk to this camera and record this video, and I'm nervous. Okay, like that's how it was. And after time and editing my videos, like, that was something else that a lot of people, y'all don't see the stuff that happens behind the scenes. I mean, for at least maybe at least like 5 years. For 5 years, I was editing all my own videos. And what does that mean? That means, like, I work my 9 to 5, and then I come home and I'm working on videos. I'm editing. I'm putting in 16-hour days. I might go sleep for like 5 hours, wake up, and still go edit and do stuff on my own. And again, I'm trying to say this more so for the people that, you know, are working towards something. If you have a dream, a project, whatever, it took me 135 videos, give or take, and I had maybe less than 1,000 subscribers. That's like me driving videos every week on the grind all the time, and nobody cares except for those 135 that rock with me. And shout out to y'all day ones. But the point was, the passion is what drove me. The passion is what kept me. Yes, it was work, but it didn't feel like work because I always wanted to share my vision with you guys. I always wanted to talk to all of you. And that was one of the things that made it worth it. I wasn't making no money either. Okay? Like, you have to understand, I was doing all this stuff for the free. Okay? I didn't have no sponsors. There were no live chats, there was no super chats, there was no thanks button. There was none of that. It was just me, a guy who loves movies and TV, making videos, busting my butt for 18 hours a day just to go ahead and like give it to y'all for like whatever. And then I remember back in like 2018, give or take, that was during the Infinity War days. My channel just boom, skyrocket. Black Panther came out, boom, everything was starting to go up. And I didn't know how to process it. Went from like 1,000 subscribers to like now 10,000. And then even while that was going on, I still didn't care about the money. I didn't care. I mean, I still don't. It's not the biggest deal. It helps. It pays the bills now. But I always kept the focus of, I'm making these for the people. I'm making this stuff for y'all. I want y'all to be entertained. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to engage. I want y'all to love the movies the way I love movies, you know, even if I'm criticizing them, you know. And I remember going through that journey. I mean, the Infinity War stuff, I was putting out theories, and listen, we was all thirsty. We all wanted to know where the Soul Stone was, right? You know, everybody wanted to know, was Loki actually the Hulk? We was all on that. And that was, I think, my most viral video where I was like, Loki ain't no Hulk. I told y'all. I told y'all that. But anyway, you know, and I remember during the Lovecraft Country days, and I know a lot of y'all joined onto the channel during that time. Again, I didn't do none of that stuff to go viral. I didn't do none of that stuff because I was like, well, let me game the algorithm and let me do that. I just like the stuff. I like the show. I like talking to y'all. That was it. You know, at the end of the day, that was all it was. And you know, I remember that was when I was around 50,000 or so. Again, this took time. It didn't happen overnight. It took time. And my God, I think I was stuck at 99,000 for 2 years, a year or so. Where my man, Mr. Bobby Wright. But Bobby Wright, my man has been tracking every time I hit a milestone. He like, look, 90,000, we got 10,000 more. I'm at 95, we got 5,000 more. So shout out to my man, Bobby Wright. But you know, it didn't really matter that I hit the 100K if I wasn't putting my heart and soul into all of this stuff. And it definitely wouldn't have mattered if y'all were not here with me. So once again, you know, if you got a dream, if you want to start a channel, if you want to do anything, you have to let your passion be the very foundation and the fuel to keep you going. Because I'll be very, very honest with y'all. There were times I was like, this is for the birds. I just put in almost 30 hours and I only got like 150 people to look at this video. What's the point? There was a point where I was going to quit. But you know, I do have my own personal faith in God. And, you know, I believe that God sends others to like kind of communicate his message at times. And I remember getting a message from a friend of mine who just so happened to share a very similar story. And my man was like, yo, I was a photographer. I was getting ready to quit. But then I came up with this thing that it dawned on me where If you quit now, no one's going to be able to see what you're fully capable of, right? And when you do get put on, you have to realize that when you keep grinding and grinding, when no one's watching, when people do finally tune in, when people do finally know who you are, they can look back at the hard work that you paved to get here. And to this day, that brother that told me that, he's, let's just say, a very, very well-known, popular photographer. I mean, my man is shooting LeBron, shot Kobe, works with ESPN, works with Nike, does a whole bunch of stuff, travels the world, okay? But like, he was gonna give up, but he didn't. And he passed that message to me, and I was just like, all right, cool. We in there. I'm in there. Like, I see only 135 videos and 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, whatever. But y'all, we are here. And again, I am so thankful to y'all. I don't know exactly how to celebrate this anyway. I know people was like, what are you going to do? How you going to celebrate? I don't know. I think what I will do is, and I'm going to wait for YouTube to send me the plaque or whatever. So, you know, because I do want to have that plaque. I ain't gonna lie, I do want my plaque. But I'm gonna wait for when that comes in, and when I get that, or maybe before, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna try and do a giveaway or something for y'all, because I gotta give something back. Like, y'all be holding me down, y'all be blessing the channel, y'all be, you know, y'all feeding my kids now. Like, I have to do something to give back. So give me a little time, and if y'all got some ideas, let me know. But I definitely will come up with something to give back to you guys, just as a show of appreciation. So anyway, again, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate the fact that you guys have helped me get to this point, and I know fully well I wouldn't be here without God, and I wouldn't be here without y'all support. So again, thank you. Woo, that was a lot. That was a lot. I'm sorry. Nah, actually, that's not a bad idea. I could get me a couple. I could get a couple, you know. I mean, if that's what the people want, you know, if y'all would listen, if y'all want some Venom 2 DVDs and some Fast X, I can see what I can do. Just let me know. Let me know. But let's go to some of these comments here. Golly, y'all, what? I was just talking for a second. Y'all done blown up the whole spot. Like, okay. Before we get there, let me at least say some shout outs and see who's here first, and then we'll get to the other stuff. Golly, I was on it. Hold on, wait a minute. We ain't even start yet. Okay, let me get to the front. You know, we got to keep the tradition. I got to see who's here and say what's up. You know, let's go. My man Dex of Reason, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Thank you so much. By the way, we are going to talk a little bit about Across the Spider-Verse. No spoilers, okay? I'm listen, Mod Squad, whoever, if y'all see people spoiling, please just remove the comment. I don't want nobody having this movie spoiled for them. I'm not going to spoil nothing. Y'all can go watch my spoiler-free review. You can see my reaction and all that stuff, but this is a movie. I already told y'all, don't walk, don't run, but fly to the theaters. So hurry up and go see that. Matter of fact, if you want to leave this live right now, I give you permission. It's okay. I'll take the hit. Okay, I will take the hit. If you need to go watch Across the Spider-Verse right now, go ahead and do that. Okay, I want y'all to do that. So, but yeah, no spoilers. But what's up, Dex? I appreciate you, man. Dorian, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. My man John Robinson, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. We got the Rim 17 come through with the Mod Squad, always holding it down. Thank you so much for you and the rest of the Mod Squad for holding the chat down and making sure everything is copacetic. I appreciate y'all. And don't y'all forget, get those likes up, or else she coming for you. Don't let Rims come for you now. But thank you so much, Rims, for being here. Carl, what's going on? Thank you so much for being here. Allie, hello. My man, Team Tech Boy, how's it going? Good to see you. Kenny is back. Good to see you. 60 plus is here. Hello, hello. Oh, team, you got a good one. Thank you so much. Let's see. What's up, eFam? I wanted to share with you all that I had an honor of meeting David Vonner today. He gave me some really great advice about my comic book business. I can't wait to work with him. Congratulations to Team Tech Boy. That is awesome, awesome news. And as always, I am wishing you the most and best of luck in your endeavors. That is so, so wonderful to hear. And thank you so much for that support. I really, really do appreciate that. Let's see who else we got. Jay Mart, what's up? Jay, how you doing? Empire Strikes Back Streets back. All right. Okay. What's up, Bo? Good to see you. Let's see. Rizzo, what's up, Rizzo? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you. My man Tane, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Leandra, hello, hello. Mitchell, what's up? What's up? I'm sorry, Mitch, the last. How you doing? Pamela, I got you. There you go. Hello, hello. The homie Deborah Rodriguez. Hello, ma'am. Good to see you. Trees, good to see you too. Thank you so much for being here. My man Didier is back. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much. Kimmy J, how you doing? Shauna is back as well. Hello, hello. Let's see. Tyrone, hello. Good to see you. Terrence, hold on. Wait a minute. I got to give my man Terrence some love and appreciation. Brother, thank you so much for the $30 Cash App. He says for playing catch up after a few weeks away. Brother, thank you so much, man. It really doesn't matter how long you've gone. You are always appreciated. Okay. And you gave another $10 for free E-Man t-shirts. Okay, you know what? That's a good idea. I might need to mess around and do that. I might do something like that. So, okay. So like maybe what I'll do is I think what I'll do, I'll try and find a way to give away, because I used to give away movie tickets. So I think I'm gonna try and give something around like that. And then I will give away a couple t-shirts. Like I will order some t-shirts and send them to individuals and stuff. Thank you for that. Let me work on that. I gotta, create a form or something to give, but I will try to have that at least by next Friday, at least, and hold me to that. Because like I said, I want to make sure I give y'all the appreciation. But thank you, Terrence, man. You've been holding me down for a long time, and I want you to know I absolutely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ism Schism, what's going on? The homie Rhonda, how are you doing? Good to see you. EB, hello, good to see you. Sunday, you couldn't watch it Saturday. I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you can get it that day before, get that day before, what's up, my man Nelson V? How you doing, man? Good to see you. The homie Tyra is back. Always a pleasure. We got my man Derek Gaines. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for being here. We got my other guy here, Sean Ali. Hello, good to see you. There we go. My man Mike, how's it going, brother? Good to see you. Shar, hello. Thank you so much for being here today. Who else we got? CJ, hello. Travis, how you doing? T-Ville in the building. How you doing? Let's see. Pretty Brit, hello. Thank you so much. All the way from Cali. I love it. Thank you so much. The homie is Zia Latrice. How you doing, man? Good to see you. We got my man D Steels is back. Always a pleasure. Connoisseurs, hello. Soto, what's up? Poor Man Investing, how you doing? And shout out to everyone that has made it out tonight. I really appreciate y'all. We got a lot of I guess y'all are really, man, feeling it. I got to get to these comments so I can actually get to the news. But let me get to these and then, but shout out, wait. It wouldn't be a 100K video. It wouldn't be a 100K video. And it wouldn't be some shout outs if I didn't at least give one more shout out to Ms. Harper. How you doing, ma'am? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Okay, now, and again, shout out to everybody else that I missed, but I do have a lot of other stuff I got to catch up on. So let's grab those, and then we're going to get into this. Okay, let's see. Eric, what you got, man? E-Man, got a random question. When Bucky killed Howard Stark, did Howard not recognize him after the mask was off, or was it too many years have passed? That is an interesting question. I think, because let's keep in mind that Bucky didn't really age like that, but he did have longer hair. He did have his mask, and all you got to do is wear a baseball cap, and you're damn near unrecognizable in Marvel days. For Marvel, it is possible that he didn't recognize him, or at least when he did recognize him, it was too late. And it's not like Bucky has aged because he's got the super soldier serum in him, so he's gonna age slowly. But I think the other thing might be like it might not be a fact of like Howard not recognizing him. He could have just been in shock. He could have just been like, "Yo, we thought you were dead," or something like that. So it might be a combination of shock and just not recognizing him in time. Howard was getting old. But yeah, interesting question. Thank you so much for that, Eric. I appreciate you. And thank you again for the contribution. Natalie, what you got? Is Spider-Verse the truth or just hype? Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is truthfully hyped in all ways, shapes, and forms. I've already said that I have slept on it. I have watched the movie 2 times already. And by the way, shout out to all of y'all that managed to come out to the watch party. I really appreciate y'all for doing that. But after watching it twice, sleeping on it, just marinating on it, Spider-Man, I'm comfortable to say this. I'm more comfortable to say this now. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is the absolute best Spider-Man movie that we've ever gotten to date. And I know what that means. I know what that's including. Because for a while I had a tie going on between Spider-Man 2 with the GOAT Toby and Into the Spider-Verse, like depending on the day, you know what I'm saying? One of those would be there. And then right under that, I had No Way Home, right there, kind of tied for 3rd, 4th place. But Across the Spider-Verse just skyrocketed right to the top. And it's not even close. Like, that's tier 1, and the rest are kind of like tier 2, and then everything else is like after that. So yes, it's worth the hype. Yes, it is the truth. And it is something that I'm encouraging people to go watch. And I want people to also understand that, like, I just tweeted this earlier. I am not, if y'all watch my stuff, y'all know I don't go in trying to overhype stuff. Now, I might be personally excited about something, but I'll let y'all know that's coming from me, right? Like, that's me, but that doesn't mean the movie's that great. And I try to keep it 100 with you guys too. Y'all saw my reaction with Thor Love and Thunder, right? I'm sitting there in the thick of things at the premiere, everybody on their phone, greatest movie since Endgame, Thor Love and Thunder. Oh my gosh, y'all gotta see it. And I'm sitting on my phone like, did we watch the same movie? Like, I mean, it was all right, but it was. And then y'all saw what I said about Ant-Man. This is another Ant-Man movie, So I don't go out of my way to trash things. I don't go out of my way to hype things up unless it's warranted. I will let you know Venom 2 is gutter booty trash. I will let you know that. I will also let you know that Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is one of the best movies of the year, and it is also one of the best, if not the best. It is the best Spider-Man movie today, to answer your question. But thank you so much for that contribution. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Hold on. Let me go here. Oh my God. Hold on. Yo, Rims, come on now. You ain't got to do this. Come on, Rims. Thank you. I didn't even get to it yet. Thank you so much. That is you being way too generous. Like, yeah. Come on now. Like, it's a lot already. Okay, we already at 100. Okay. We're not doing it today. we're not doing it today. Thank you, Rims. I really appreciate you. My gosh. Hey fam, dropping some love to say to you God, I can't even read. I'm sorry. Hey fam, dropping some love to you to say I'm very proud that you've reached the 100K mark. Discovering your channel has been a highlight in these dark times, and I give thanks for you always, man. You, Sheree, and the E fam are in my heart always. Rims, thank you so much. I can't even begin to express how much, like I said, all of y'all mean to me. I especially appreciate what you've done in terms of holding this channel down, running the mod squad. Y'all already know I'm scatterbrained. I can't control everything, and you guys have been like holding it down, making sure ain't no nonsense going on. I could not thank you guys enough. But my goodness, thank you so much. That is way too generous, but thank you. Let's see, Nelson, what you got? Congrats, E-Man, on 100K. A lot of Spider Easter eggs. Thank you for that, Nelson. I appreciate you. And yes, there are a lot of Spider-Man Easter eggs in the movie. A lot of fun cameos, a lot of surprises that they throw your way. So again, let's not spoil nothing, but it is absolutely worth watching as soon as you can, because you don't want the internet to ruin it for you. Thank you so much. My man Jordan, what is up, man? Thank you so much. Congrats on the 100K. My brain is absolutely broken from Across the Spider-Verse. We need a spoiler live. It might happen. That might mess around and happen again. I just have to make time. I have to make time because I got other projects I have to work on for y'all. If I do one thing, something else gonna fall through the cracks. So I'm gonna work on it. But man, Jordan, you've been here for a long time, man, and I always appreciate your comments. I appreciate the contributions. You even be dropping stuff, on the replay gang, and all that. I love it. Thank you so much, man. I thank you. And yes, my brain is also broken from Across the Spider-Verse. And by the way, it's even better the second time around. It's even better. But thank you again. Natalie, what you got? Not we hit 100K. I thought I told y'all we won't stop. Listen. Can't stop, won't stop. Hitting that 100K, baby. Yes. Thank you so much, Natalie. I appreciate you. But yes, we made it. We made it. My man Derek was up, brother. Great greetings, Darth Emmanuelus. It's been a while. Did you know that Misha Green wrote The Mother on Netflix? I did not know that. And the brother from is the same kid from It. Oh, how's Kobe? Are you still beefing? Love you. Okay, let's. It's been a minute since a Kobe update, hadn't it? All right, let's see what happened with Kobe. I do have something with Kobe. Hold on. Let me mark this just so I have a reference. I'll give y'all 2 for 1. I'll give you a 2 for 1 because it has been a minute since we've done a Kobe update. Kobe, I'm trying to think of which one I should do first. So the first thing was Kobe been fronting. Kobe has been fronting for a minute now. And ever since Kobe was born, right? Like, at least not since he was born. We got him at like 6 weeks. So when I started training Kobe to like go outside and use the bathroom and stuff like that, Kobe does not pee like other dogs pee. Kobe is a male, right? He's a male dog. However, Kobe tends to pee like a bee. Now, I wouldn't say the word, even though the word is actually correct, but Kobe pees like a bee. Okay? He just sits there, squats his 2 little legs. He don't even lift his leg. He don't even do that. And he just goes. Now, I've been told that, he gonna grow out of that, right? That's what I've been told. I don't know how these things work. But Kobe's almost a year and a half, and he's still squatting, popping the squat. Every time I just be sitting there like, just a B. So here's the thing. Something changed, though. We walking around, and this time I was off work a couple times, and I'm walking at a different time of day, And now we got more people. I don't know where these people came from out my neighborhood, but apparently everybody want to walk their dog around 9 o'clock, whatever. So I'm walking them around 9, and there's like 4, 5 dogs on the side of the street. Now, you know, if you walking the dog, usually you don't want to be in the same lane as somebody else walking the dog, because now your dogs get distracted. They can't go to the bathroom. They barking. They getting wild. All of that nonsense. So I'm sitting here trying to navigate. I'm like, dang, it's a lot of dogs around here. This is a problem. You know, I can't cross the street. I can't do nothing. But what I didn't notice was the fact that Kobe was watching all the other dogs. Now, when we used to go to like training and stuff, Kobe was always very observant. He would always watch other dogs. So if a dog jumped on the box, you know, I would have him jump on the box and he would do it. If another dog was told to sit, I tell him to sit and he would sit. So he was a quick learner that way. So we walking around, and as we walking, all of a sudden I see Kobe just lift a leg and start peeing. I said, oh, what you? But here's the thing. He's scoping around while he do it. So he lifting that leg and he looking like, yeah, just, I was like, oh. So you just fronting for the other dogs now? You don't want to be embarrassed in front of the other dogs? Because when we hit that corner and no other dogs was around, what did he do? Pop a squat. I said, you fronting little B. You fronting little B. I know your secret. I know your secret. And I'm going to tell the other dogs, too, that you've been lying. Okay? I'm going to snitch. I'm a snitch on the B. Okay? I'm snitching. Every time we see that Cocker Spaniel, I'm going to tell him that you just be squatting. You don't lift your leg all the time. That ain't 24/7. But you know what? That's dog business. I'm going to leave it alone. I don't know why he act like that, but that was it. That was it. So Kobe is a fronter. He's a liar, and he pop squats to this day. Second story I'm going to give y'all. Second little update. Kobe, and maybe this is, I don't believe in karma, but maybe this is just part of that or whatever. But for whatever reason, Kobe has emotionally scarred me, and I still have not recovered. One of the problems that I had was the fact that, you know, when Kobe, this is my first dog. I want y'all to understand, Kobe is my first dog. I've never had, you know, a dog like this before. I've dog sat, but I never had a dog as a puppy and grew up with them, right? So I'm learning a lot of things. So I need y'all not to make fun of me because I don't know stuff, okay? I admit I'm very naive to certain things when it comes to dogs. If I don't Google it, I don't know it. I've told y'all probably in a previous Kobe update that there was a time when Kobe's balls dropped. I didn't even know his balls was in. Like, it was just like one day, boop. And then all of a sudden, the little yip, 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 yip turned into a I was like, oh, all that from one ball? Oh, okay. Then the second ball dropped. And then all that turned into I was like, whoa, buddy. Boy, you dropped them 2 balls and you a whole Cujo, huh? Okay. So I saw the balls drop, you know, and again, it's not like dogs wear underwear or nothing, or pants around here. So, you know, you see Kobe's little dang-a-lang walking around nowadays, and I don't think nothing about it because it's covered all in fur, right? It just looked like a little appendage, you know, but it looked like a second tail. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think nothing about that. Like, whatever. I see your other tail like it's nothing. One day, Kobe comes up to me, and Kobe loves affection, right? One day, Kobe came up, and like, he's the kind of dog that when you start to pet him, he wants you to pet all over him, right? And I get that, you know, like as a small puppy, he would like to roll over, and he wants the belly rubs. Ooh, the belly rubs. That's what gets him going. The belly rubs, you know. I don't really do the belly rubs no more because I feel like that's a little soft. I'm like, yo, give me your head. I pet him like a man. You getting pet like a real dog. Get this love right here. So I'm petting him, you know, like I normally. I'm like, yeah, good boy. Yeah, good boy. Loves it, right? So my man lays down and he's like, yo, I want that belly rub. This was the point that I didn't see this coming. And I've had Kobe for over a year and a half now. Kobe flashed me. Kobe flashed me. He exposed his raw appendage to me. And I wasn't ready for that. And it was really nasty. It was really, really nasty. It was long and it was pink and it was moving. Oh. It looked like a long piece of strawberry Laffy Taffy. I said, put that thing away. And he looked up like, what's the problem? I just want the belly rub. I said, put that nasty thing away. Showing a little pink ding-a-ling. What is this? What happened to the fur? You just out here raw dogging the air like this? Get out of here. I've had nightmares about this because I can't get it out my head. Like I said, for a long time, my man dropped his balls. They was hairy. My man go to the bathroom. It's hairy. Now, all of a sudden, I see this pink ding-a-ling, and I'm just like, whoa. So me and Kobe have not made eye contact in probably 3 weeks. I just leash him up like, all right, man, what up, man? Yeah, we just, you know, like, come on, let's go for a walk. All right, come on, let's go. I can't look at him yet. I can't look at him yet. So, yeah, that's my Kobe update. He's good though. Good boy. He's a good boy. All right. Oh man. All right. Let's you asking, you shall receive. I don't have freaking Kobe. All right. Let me let me get to the other comment. We need to get to the news. This is gonna be a 5-hour live. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not even trying. Like, I don't. Okay. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate you. Rachel, keep up the good work. Thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. And I will absolutely do my best to make sure that y'all continue to be nicely entertained here. Thank you so much. The homie Deborah, thank you so much. Congratulations. We look forward to Fridays because we know we're getting content. Great. We're getting content, laughs, exclusive news, and a great family. Let's get to the next 100K. Thank you. I really, really appreciate that. And yes, I will do my best to make sure I continue to give you guys what I can every single time. Deborah, thank you so much. Derek, what you got? Thank you so much. Mother's Milk wants his tea back. He can't have it. That's it. He can't have him. Shout out to Mother's Milk because my man has some dope shirts. I'm still looking for some of them shirts. I want them shirts. Man, thank you, brother. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. Eric, what you got? Another question, E-Man. Have you seen the new CIA spy show on Netflix starring Arnold Schwarzenegger? It's really good. I believe you're talking about FUBAR. I have not watched it yet. I am currently the only show that I had time to kind of sort of watch was actually Succession. I did finish watching that. It was cool. It was all right. But surprisingly, what kind of got me a little interested, since I'm covering From right now on MGM Plus, I started watching Lost. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. I started watching Lost and I started getting pissed off. I got pissed off because I started seeing so many things in Lost that was happening in front, and I didn't like it. But no, I have not watched Fubar yet. I have heard good things. There are a lot of shows that I do need to catch up on. I can't promise that this one is going to be it, but we'll see. Things can change. You know how sometimes you get bored and then you just be like, man, let me just turn this on. Maybe we'll see. But I'm glad you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for letting me know about it again. Let's see, Glover, what you got? Dawn. Congrats, E-Man. I love supporting your journey in this amazing community. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I'm assuming your name is Dawn. Okay, I'm sorry. But thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for supporting the channel. Like, seriously, y'all really don't understand. Like, this stuff goes so long. Y'all don't, I don't come on here and be like, man, my bills, oh, my kids, like, but that's life, right? Like, there is a reason why I still work a 9 to 5 and I don't do this full time, but y'all contributions really do help. So, I'm never gonna sit here and beg y'all for money or nothing like that. But if and when y'all do feel moved, trust me, it is absolutely appreciated. And a lot of it, if it's not going to my kids, it's really going to other people to for me to like try and support this channel. Like, I'm paying editors, I don't know if y'all noticed, some of the thumbnails are looking a little better, right? A little better. I gotta pay for that, so it's absolutely going in the right place. Trust me, I ain't trying to live it up. I ain't killing it out there like that. Y'all not gonna see me roll up here in a chinchilla, nothing like that. But my goodness, thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Dorian, oh man, thank you for the super sticker, Dorian. I really do thank you for that. That means a lot. Derek, what you got? Y'all should watch E-Man After Dark. It was funny. Listen, the After Darks was definitely fun. I the only problem with the After Dark is I can't stay up late like that. Like, I fall asleep, I be so tired, I be late for work, I can't do it no more. But yeah, the After Darks was definitely y'all were a problem. Not me, y'all. Y'all were a problem during the After Darks. Don't go look those up. Do not go look those up. They not kid appropriate either. Tony, what you got? Congrats, E-Man. Keep with the great content. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And I will do my best to continue. Thank you. Pamela, I joined after watching one of your Lovecraft Country reviews and have been here ever since. Congrats on the 100K. Thank you so much, Pamela. Those were amazing times. I had such a pleasure talking about Lovecraft Country each and every week with y'all. Oh my goodness. I still hope one day we can get that renewed. But yeah, those were great. And thank you for being here for that long. That really means a lot. I'm telling you, like, the fact that y'all be hanging with me for this long and y'all could go to other channels or do other things. Listen, I do not take none of that for granted. So thank you. Fred, what you got? Congrats, E-Man. Thank you so much for uplifting so many and for using your passion to inspire others. Fred, I appreciate that. I mean, it's literally, why I got on here. Like, if I can touch one person in a positive way, like, yo, that's everything right there. Again, like, I don't do this for fame, fortune, nothing like that. I'm just here to spread some positivity, some love, even if it's me criticizing stuff. It's always, coming from a good place. But thank you so much, Fred. I appreciate you. I'm gonna try and go a little faster because I know we got a lot to get through. So don't y'all worry. Rhonda, thank you for not giving up. We appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rhonda, for holding me down. I appreciate that. Let's see, Dorian coming through with the super sticker. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that as well. Kenny, what you got? Celebrate with an E-Man After Dark live. Congrats, E-Man. Thank you so much, Kenny. I wish I could. If I could stay up, that'd be great. Here's the real reason why I can't. I'm tired. Like, I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna front. I'm tired, because like Monday through Friday, I'm working. And then I, like, literally right before I started this, I was working. I was I'm working. And then Saturday, that's the one time that I still am working. Like, I'm still getting those clips. I'm still tweaking the channel. I'm still editing stuff. I'm still giving stuff to my editors to work on. And then Sunday's the only day I really get to, like, just stop and just rest, go to church with the fam, try and eat something, make dinner, you know, watch something. Like that's I got 1 day out of 7 days, 1 day to just chill. So to add an after dark to that, poof, that'll just throw me all the way off. But no, listen, in time, if we can get this channel to the point where I can quit my 9 to 5, listen, we can have all the after darks that we want. Okay, trust that. If I man, listen, let me leave that 9 to 5. I'll be here all day. Y'all gonna get sick of me. But thank you so much, Kenny. Latrice, how about an Anthony Mackie live watch along for a 100K celebration? Latrice, now why would we do that? Like, come here. Come here. Why would we do that, Latrice? Why would we come here in a time of celebration and commit acts of violence? Just I want to know why you want to be an agent of chaos right now. Just why? Okay, let's let that marinate for a minute, because I don't understand why. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Kimmy, what you got? Celebrate good times. Come on. Yeah. Oh my God. Thank you so much for that. That is so nice of you. Thank you so much, Kimmy. You've been holding me down for a minute too. Shout out to you, being a long-time supporter. My man Puma Lee, thank you so much, brother. 100K, congratulations on reaching your goal on freaking Fridays. And we're still waiting for T'Challa Sr. to come back to the MCU. God's grace is blessing. Recast T'Challa is still in effect. Blade 2. Thank you so much for all of that. Really appreciate you. And you're absolutely right. We are definitely waiting on some changes to happen, but we gotta wait and see. Rizzo, thank you so much. Congrats, E-Man. I've been around since WandaVision hit. Am I a vet yet, Rhonda? Hey, come on, Rizzo. What? Come on now, since WandaVision. All it takes. I told y'all this, and you've been on the replay game. Shout out to you, by the way. All it takes to become a vet, just come back 2 times. That's it. If you just come back 2 times, you're an automatic vet. This is the easiest way to enlist. It's the easiest way. Okay. Just it's easy. It's easy. So yes, ma'am, you've been a vet. But thank you so much for being here. And thank you so much for hanging on for that long and tolerating me for this long. Appreciate you. Candace, wow, Candace, hold on. My goodness. Woo-wee. Thank you. My goodness. I don't even know how much 50 pounds means in American money, but thank you so much. My goodness. Be more native, living in the UK for the past couple of years, doing my master's. Go ahead with the master's. Go right. And now doing a PhD. Okay. Hey, listen, I was this close to doing my PhD as well. And then I realized I'd have to give up my life to like do it. And I was just like, I don't have the time. I don't have the attention span. But I salute you on that pursuit. Congrats on 100K. Usually replay gang, but finally made it live. Candace, it's all good. I am so happy that you are here, that you could join us. I appreciate it. And my goodness, this is such a great journey. I am wishing you the best. Good luck. And I can't wait till I can call you Dr. Candace, right? Like I could do that, right? Okay, Dr. Candace. Thank you so much. That is so super generous of you. Really means a lot. Thank you. Quiet one, what you got? Missed the last few lives. Glad I'm here tonight for your channel milestone. Just saw Spider-Verse tonight, and bruh, straight fire. Not gutter booty trash. Absolutely not. But yes, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. It's actually funny you mentioned that, because there was somebody that left a comment on the channel. I don't know if they're subscribed or not, but they was like, Across the Spider-Verse was like god awful. And they was like, man, I can't wait to debate you. I want to debate you, E-Man. And I was like, for what? Like, why? Like, and there's no disrespect to that person, because everyone's entitled to feeling however you want to feel about a movie. Like, you don't gotta like it because everybody else like it or whatever, right? But I was just thinking to myself, like, if you come in here thinking that this movie, that the vast majority of people are more than likely thinking that it is amazing, what's the point of debating a minority opinion that more than likely isn't going to change your mind anyway. Like, I dropped a whole video explaining why I love this movie, and you still want to debate? That's weird. This is weird. It's weird. If you don't like it, okay, cool. You don't like it. You're going to be in that 2% that don't like it. That's fine. Roll with it, you know? Meanwhile, I'm going to be with the rest of the folks that are like, this is the greatest Spider-Man movie ever. Hey. But anyway, thank you so much, Clyde. I appreciate you. Eric, back at it. What you got? Hey, man, since you didn't come out here for Comic-Con last year, are you coming out here in San Diego this year? I am not coming this year because I ain't got the money. You know, and I know it's ironic because, you know, y'all are like donating, but like, you know, I got bills. I got kids. I got 3 kids, you know, that I got to put through activities. You know, I got a dog. Like, listen, I got stuff. I'm still paying off my car that had a busted radiator. Like, listen, I got average people problems. I ain't got no first world. I got average people problems, you know. But no, I mean, one of these days I will make it out to Comic-Con. It's one of those things I do wish I could kind of like, you know, just kind of cross off the bucket list or whatever. But this year, nah, like I'm not, you know, I did a lot of traveling last year. And a lot of that, you know, I have to pay for. Like I have to save, I have to budget. And yeah, I don't have the funds. Just to be 100 with you, I don't have the funds right now. But you know, like I'm that's why I'm busting my butt to make more videos so that I can raise more money, and maybe I can, you know, and when I do, I'll definitely let all y'all know. But thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate you. John, my man, what's up? Is Spider-Verse a part of the Phase 6? Not really, because Spider-Verse was not made from the MCU. This was a Sony byproduct. So right now, whatever's going on in Spider-Verse is all within Sony's Marvel universe. So different companies, I know they kind of mix up a little bit sometimes, but this is not something that's officially in Phase 6 at all. Mainly because Marvel Studios had nothing to do with it. Tony, what you got? By the way, I saw the Howard the Duck first Marvel movie ever from George Lucas, and it was pretty bad with some hilariously bad dialogue. Also, soundtrack is great, but why haven't Marvel done a reboot of Howard the Duck? Thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate that. I don't know. I would think because no one really cares about Howard the Duck like that, you know, or the people that do care about Howard the Duck are probably over the age of 40 or 50. And if you can't make something that resonates with the 13 and let's say 30 crowd, it's probably not going to be worth the investment. And honestly, I don't know if Howard the Duck would be a compelling enough movie. Like it always felt like something that would work for the 80s, but I'll be very honest, like if a Howard the Duck movie came out right now, I would not go watch it. Like I would not care about it. It would have to go straight to Disney Plus. And even then, I still might not watch it. Now, y'all might feel differently. If y'all do, let me know. But I have absolutely zero interest in Howard the Duck. I liked the movie when it first came out, like when I watched it as a kid, but even at that point, I was like, I don't get it. But anyway, thank you so much, Tony. I appreciate you so much. Let's see, Derek. Kobe needs his own channel. I was thinking about that. One of these days, Kobe will get a channel, I guess. But I'm trying to save these little Kobe updates. I got to go back and kind of, you know, see where I had some other ones, but we gonna work on that. That's gonna be a side project. Sean, what you got? Congrats, man, on 100K. Thank you so much. I found your channel when the first Black Panther was released, and I never looked back. Keep up the amazing work. 200K coming. Thank you so much. That really means a lot. I remember those days. I think Black Panther might have been one of my first semi-viral videos. It got like 15,000 views. But just like, you know, doing the trailer reaction, I was blown away. But man, that you bringing me back now. Thank you so much, Sean. I really appreciate it. That's so generous of you as well. Thank you for supporting the channel. 60 plus, happy 100K, man. Keep giving us the great content. Stay humble. Thank you. Trust me, you ain't never got to worry about that. I'm never gonna let this blow up my head at all. because I know where I came from. I'm not gonna forget that. I remember the grind. I remember the struggle. And it is definitely gonna keep me anchored. So trust and believe that. Thank you so much. Talented one. Oh man, I missed the start of the 7 o'clock free crack giveaway. Tyrone Bingham's replay gang, support gang. Red balls give you wings. Thank you so much. I appreciate you on that. But no, you haven't missed it, nothing yet. And you haven't missed the giveaway yet. Frigga's belt bands to make them dance. Evening E. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'm glad. I don't think the missus knows what a gun is, so I'm fine with that. Thank you so much for that. Let's see, my man Derek. I remember you had long hair. Shoot, I remember when I had long hair too. The long hair don't love me no more though. Them days is over. Okay, like even if I tried, this is it ain't happening. But thank you so much. I appreciate you. Oh, snap. Come on through, Miss Harper. Thank you so much. Let's see. Congrats on 100K. I'm glad you didn't give up. The EFAM and E-Vengers would not be real without you. Thank you to Mrs. E-Man for holding it down while you work this dream. Thank you for the EFAM for the B-Day love too. Is it your birthday? Come on now. You know what we got to do with that. Hold on now. Let me get this. Hold on. Okay. Because we just had to do Kristen Pratt's birthday, so we got to hit you up too. Let's see. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Miss Harper. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Yay! Congratulations. I hope you have a fantastic birthday and celebrate to the highest and enjoy yourself. Go ahead and treat yourself now. But thank you so much. And yes, by the way, shout out to the missus. I don't know if I hope I didn't forget to shout her out, but just in case, I wouldn't be able to do any of this without her, like at all. You know, she is 110%, you know, supported me. I appreciated her for her ongoing efforts. I mean, she's taking care of the babies right now as we speak. So it's nothing but love to her for holding it down and allowing me to do things and supporting me. I mean, she's the one that you know, them days when I'm struggling and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta work, I gotta do that. She's the one that listens to me, encourages me, keeps it going, you know. So shout out to her in every single way. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. I appreciate you. Larry, what's up? Don't believe the haters. Lost is amazing, and so was the ending. I hope you keep up with it. You'll need it from season 2 and 3. Much love from NYC. Thank you so much for that. Okay, you know what? I will keep going with it. Yeah. All right, cool. That's all I needed. That wasn't hard. I will continue. I will go ahead and do that. Trust and believe. Thank you so much for that encouragement. Daniel, what's going on? Congrats, man. Absolutely love your content. Add this in the chinchilla fund. I'm not getting no chinchilla. But thank you so much. I'm sure my wife would be like, I'll take the chinchilla. But thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate that. That's funny. Puma, what you got? Congrats again. I sent the $10 before. I guess you missed it. Oh, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. Going to see Spidey on Saturday. Wish you all the best. Freaky Friday. Recast the T'Challa. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened. You know, maybe that's a technical thing on YouTube. I'm going through them all now. I'm going through all of them. But thank you so much, Puma. I appreciate you. Let's see. My man Derek back at it. E, your mic is cracking up. I'm sorry. Maybe that's me talking straight into the mic. If so, I apologize for that. Test. Is it? Maybe it's because I don't know if it's still cracking. If it's still a problem, I don't know. But I think let me see. Is this still a problem? I can't tell if it is. But thank you either way. Let's see. Poor man, what you got? Congrats, E-Man. Been on the front row since 10K. Wow. I'll be here when you hit 1 million. Come through. Thank you so much. That would be amazing. Oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Oh, maybe it was a bad connection. Okay, y'all say it's good. Maybe it was a bad connection. I was pulling the mic earlier, so maybe that was it. Sorry about that. And thank y'all for keeping it honest. Let's see. Dorian, duck, mic check. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate you. Let's see. And Eric, I am going to skip that last one only because yes, I did. We're gonna keep that news for a little bit later. But I do want to say thank you so much for that as well. Y'all, maybe I was just about to say we was gonna get to the news, but here comes GD. GD Hughes, thank you so much. Always make me nervous when I say that around here. You know, Chicago, I can't be saying that like that. But thank you so much. Congrats, man, for me and the missus. Got aloha. Shout out to you as well, ma'am. We've been on the replay gang for a while as work happens. Understandable. Love your channel. Mike is much better now. Thank you both so much for the contribution. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all been here for the longest as well. Trust and believe that is absolutely appreciated. Okay. I don't think I've ever taken a whole hour to get to the news. I don't think that's ever happened. So another record, right? I'm really thinking, how long is this news gonna be? But we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make this work because we got some topics that we have to talk about. All right, let me do my best. Stick with me now. Streaming bundles. All right, now I have told y'all in the past that the streaming wars were definitely going to be something that at some point was going to be a lot, and it's not something that's going to be maintained. Ain't no way to have Netflix, Disney, HBO. Yeah, I still call y'all HBO Max. You know, Hulu, Paramount, all these different things. That stuff finna get expensive. It's gonna be way too much on the pockets, and all they gonna do is just keep on increasing the cost every single time. However, eventually there's gonna be a time when this thing was gonna buckle, and it looks like this might be the beginning. Because right now, Verizon is introducing the very first bundle that combines Netflix, Paramount Plus with Showtime for a discounted price. It says here the limited time deal through Verizon Plus's Play subscription aggregation hub offers the carrier's mobile customers a price point of $25.99 per month for Netflix Premium and Paramount Plus with Showtime, and that is a 19% discount, $5.99 off the regular monthly price of the two services if they were sold separately. Wow. Okay. So, in other words, cable, right? This is just cable. Here we go. Who would have thunk it? Me. I've been telling y'all that was going to happen a long time. I told y'all at some point these things are going to get so expensive, cable going to look real attractive very soon. It's going to look real good. Look, cable out here looking like Thanos, you know, and in Endgame where he was like, you know, your failure, you know, you couldn't live with your failure. And what did that do? It brought you right back to me. That's it. It brought you right back to me. You thought you was gonna do some things with your little streaming stuff. Now look at you, bundled up like a bunch of wires put together. Look at you, looking like cable again. Yeah, it's back. It's back. So my thing is, first of all, if you're a Verizon, you know, subscriber, yo, take advantage of that. But what I like about this the most, this is gonna breed competition. You know how? Because now that Verizon gonna do this, guess who's next? Apple gonna want to do a little bundle, you know, action, and then T-Mobile gonna want to do a little bundle action, and I'm here for it. Okay, I'm here. Yo, T-Mobile, yo move, T-Mobile. What y'all finna do now? Because Verizon out here making a compelling offer. Okay, and I'm a T-Mobile customer, so I'm definitely gonna be looking for that. But anyway, y'all let me know, especially if you are a Verizon holder, carrier. Are you excited about this? Do you like it? Does this entice you in any way? Will you take advantage of it? whatever it is that you feel, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Oh my gosh, look at this blast from the past. He who runs phase, brother, missed you guys. Jackie is well, my goodness, man. Talk about some OGs, okay? Some OGs that literally took the whole live chat to another level. So glad to hear that y'all are good. Good to see y'all. And I'm happy to hear that Jackie's doing well as well, also doing well. The live has not been the same without y'all, but thank you so much, man. I appreciate you coming through. Muhammad, what's going on? Congrats, man. Been with you for the last 10 years with the comic book group. Oh man, keep up the good work. Oh, is that Mo? Mo, that's you. Oh, Mo, come on, man. Mo Show, come on, man. Man, you should have just said that was you, brother. Of course, man. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I was about to say 10 years. Have I been on the channel for 10 years? But I know what you're talking about. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother. Let's see. All right, let's move on. Oh man, y'all. So just last week, we had just talked about how Mark Hamill did not want to continue playing a younger version of Luke Skywalker. And it looks like that trend is starting to continue. And it means that we might not get Freddy either. Why? Well, the actor Robert Englund, who on his 50-year career says why he won't play Freddy anymore and who should portray the Elm Street villain next. He says here, I know who icons are. I'm not an icon. Maybe Freddy Krueger is, but I'm not. I'm just a character actor, a utility actor who's been very lucky. Now, let me just say, Freddy has been one of my favorite characters in horror and in cinema. I absolutely love Freddy Krueger. As a kid, he scared the bejesus out of me every single time. As an adult, he has cracked me all the way up with his commentary. There's some things I can't even repeat it. Now hold on. I know I screwed up his name. What is it? Is it Englund? Okay, Robert Englund. I'm sorry. I mess up names. I'm sorry. I mess up. But thank you for the correction. I do appreciate that. I thought it was Englund for the longest time. Oh, wow. But thank you. But I do love Freddy Krueger for real. And I ain't gonna lie. Freddy versus Jason was one of the worst movies that they ever made. But when I tell you, I cracked up extra hard when my man looked at Kelly Rowland and was like, dark meat. Oh my God. That has to be one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in a horror. Like, hands down, one of the funniest. But this dude has been killing it. No pun intended. He has been killing it as Freddy. He has been doing a fantastic job. But like all things do kind of have to, come to an end. So he goes on here to say, would he be willing, or the report says, would he be willing to put on the fedora again for the right script? He says, I'm too old and thick to play Freddy now. I just can't do fight scenes for more than one take anymore. I've got a bad neck, a bad back, and arthritis in my right wrist. So I have to hang it up, but I would love to cameo. He goes on to say he was wowed by a fan who mentioned Kevin Bacon as a replacement. He says, I know Kevin respects the genre and he's such a fine physical actor. I think that in the silences and in the way Kevin moves, it would be interesting. Listen, I'm shocked. I am astonished that this actor would be okay with someone else stepping into the role. That's mind-blowing to me. I mean, recast Freddy? They kind of already did with the other dude from what was that guy's name from Watchmen, but an actor being okay with another actor taking up the role? Do they do that? Is that that happens? I would have been really I would have thought he'd be concerned about his legacy because as we all know, recasting just tarnishes legacies, right? Hmm. Anyway, actually, I wouldn't mind Kevin Bacon doing the role. I don't know though. Like how I mean Kevin is kind of my man getting up there in age too, right? Like how old is Kevin? Let me see real quick. Kevin is 64 years old. Kevin Bacon is 64 years old. Stop it. Nah, we need to go back. Nah, we gotta find somebody else. I'm sorry. It's gonna be makeup. Okay. I'm gonna need y'all to get somebody that's like 45, 50, maybe age him look 64. 64. Now, don't get me wrong, my man looks good for his age now. Okay, he looks good for his age. But geez Louise, man, look, how long you plan on having Freddy? Anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about Freddy hanging up the claw um, and being very okay with somebody else taking on the role? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. There we go, my man. Yep, it's Mo Show, and I thought spell check the last post. Listen, it's fine, don't worry about it. Thank you, brother, I appreciate you. Nevertheless, it's all good, all good. Man, I could never see nobody else playing Freddy. Nobody. All right, let's go. I don't know about y'all, but that movie with Chris Hemsworth on Netflix, I really enjoyed it. Extraction. It was made by director Sam Hargrave, who was a stuntman. Like he was a stuntman, I believe, for Captain America, or at least he was in Captain America as a stuntman. But he went off, did his thing with the Extraction movie. This is all on Netflix. I thought it was fantastic. Then we already got Extraction 2 that's about to come out probably like in the next month or so. Like it's not even that long before the next one comes out. But what shocks me is the fact that apparently Extraction 3 is going to happen if the sequel does well, you know. So let's see what the director had to say. He says, "We're kind of waiting to see how the second movie is received." He goes on to say, "Fingers crossed, if people enjoy the second one, there already is, and this is without spoiling anything, but there is a story in development for a third movie in the works. What it is exactly, I can't say right now, but I believe there is another adventure in the wind for Tyler Rake." Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Like I'm a little surprised. I'm a little surprised, that like they feeling this confident that they would already go ahead and do this. Now, by the way, if I'm not mistaken, this is also produced by the Russo brothers. So you got the Russo brothers in production. You got Thor, Chris Hemsworth, also in the lead role. He also had mentioned, by the way, that he's down to come back too, and why wouldn't he? I mean, if you're not playing Thor and you got a whole franchise, yeah, you want to cash them checks, bro. So, and that Netflix money is still good. So, I could totally see this. And like I said, the last Extraction was pretty good. For something that came on to Netflix, it was like number one for like a good couple weeks, if I'm not mistaken. I would not be surprised if Extraction 2 is also really, really good. Just the trailer looked fantastic to me. So I'm here for it. One of the main things that I'm looking for is they really excel at doing very good long takes, long shots. I'm talking about like a shot where the camera's just rolling and rolling and rolling, and it's not like choppy and let's go to this angle and let's do that. No, it's just a long shot, and stuff like that really makes you immerse into the actual movie. And I cannot wait to see how they handle that, because I do think that'll be something pretty cool. And if they do a third movie, now you got a franchise on your hands, right? Like the sequel is cool, but like, yo, if you get a third one, that's a franchise. Now you can follow in the same footsteps that John Wick created at this point. But hey, we'll have to wait and see. Y'all let me know, how do you feel about Extraction, about the potential of a third one, and that's even before the second one even came out. Y'all let me know. Are y'all gonna check it out? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. He Who Runs Phase, Nancy Reagan for Freddy. She got 8 kids too, right? You see, what time is it? Has the sun gone down? I don't even think the sun has gone down yet. The sun has not gone down, and this is why y'all should not go look up the After Dark videos. Don't go look for those lives. Do not look up Nancy Reagan. Just don't. Just don't. Thank you, brother. I think. Thank you. You have been missed. Thank you. Let's move on. Let's see. We got a quick one here. As I've told y'all before, the writer's strike, I've got a whole video on there explaining to y'all what the writer's strike means to you. This is not something that's just in Hollywood and stays in Hollywood. It is something that is going to have effects on different things. It is going to delay production. It is going to maybe even compromise some of your favorite movies and or TV shows. Definitely TV shows. Last time I've talked about like how Yellow Jackets is delayed, Cobra Kai, Blade. So again, a bunch of these things are going to be delayed. And yet another thing that just got added to the list is supposedly Robert Pattinson's The Batman Part 2. That the filming is now delayed as well. It says that the filming for The Batman Part 2 has been delayed, and it is no longer starting in the November 2023 as planned. The delay might be related to the WA strike, as all the writing activities have been paused, and writers of the film, Matt Reeves and Mattson Tomlin, are also actively part of the strike, which is demanding fair wages and work policy for all the writers. Batman 2 is now expected to begin filming in March 2024, and Batman 2 is currently scheduled to release on October 3rd, 2025. Well, there we go. Batman's going to be there. Look, this is why you got to pay these writers. You got to pay the writers, because sometimes your director is a writer. And if your director is a writer, you might not get your movie. It's going to be, listen, there's a lot of ripple effects here, and on top of that, if you one of them people that decide, man, forget that, I'm going to go write for them during this strike, I don't care. Guess what? When the strike is over, you're not going to be able to go join the WGA. You're not going to be able to join the guild. And the whole point of the guild is to make sure that you're protected, to make sure that you get fair opportunities, a fair wage. You're going to be out in the cold. So now you're really isolating folks one way or another. So, it's a lot of different things going on. Yeah, this is, just add this to the list. Add it to the list. But y'all let me know, is your heart broken because Batman 2 is delayed? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. What we got? Nancy Reagan's Black Book. Why is my face there? Where did this come from? The sun's getting real low, big guy. Real low. Yes, the sun is getting low. It is now definitely getting low, and the monsters are coming out at night. Go watch From. Thank you so much for that. I think Frigga's belt, Chill Spot, aka Frigga's favorite daughter-in-law, Miss Harper, SJ Evans. So that's what my son has been up to, extracting people. Yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what Chris Hemsworth is doing right now. Thank you so much for that, Frigga. I appreciate you. I know you're gonna keep that belt out nice and handy. Let's see. Scorsese, Mr. Cinema himself. So Martin Scorsese is a prolific, legendary, iconic filmmaker. This is something that has gone down in history as like a well-known fact. Martin Scorsese, this guy knows what he's doing when it comes to movies. He has some of the best movies to date, and that's just unquestionable. Now, he also has some spicy opinions about stuff that we can only take so far. But it's it's something that we do have to talk about, because apparently Martin Scorsese wants to do another movie, and right now he does have one with De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio, and we're not talking about the what is it, Killers of the Flower Moon. We're not talking about that right now. He actually wants to do another one, a little bit holier one, if that. And that's right, my man is going to be out here trying to make him another movie about Jesus, because apparently he has met with the Pope Francis to be exact, and he announces a film about Jesus. Says here, I have responded to the Pope's appeal to artists in the only way I know how, by imagining and writing a screenplay for a film about Jesus. And I'm about to start making it, the director added, suggesting that this could be his next film. Scorsese and his wife Helen Morris met Pope Francis during a brief private audience at the Vatican. As you can see here, that's him meeting up with the Pope, and I guess the Pope is giving him his blessing and all that. So let me just say this. I have concerns, and I'm going to speak as a Christian, and I'm going to speak as a movie critic at the same time. That's my perspective. That's where I'm coming from. I don't have a lot of confidence in this movie. And I say that with the utmost respect that, again, Martin Scorsese is a great filmmaker. The problem that I have with Martin Scorsese is that when you make movies about any historical figure, whether you believe in Jesus or not, doesn't really matter. But when you do anything when it comes to a historical figure, the least you can do, is to actually portray them somewhat accurately, at least. Now, did anybody know exactly what Jesus looked like? Not really. We had rough descriptions. But one thing we do know, again, doesn't matter what your belief system is, one thing we know, Jesus was not some white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. That was not Jesus. Okay? Because the Bible tells you he had hair like wool and bronze feet of bronze. Okay? You know what color bronze is? Bronze look like this. That's a penny. Y'all got a penny? I ain't got no penny. I got a penny around here. I ain't got no pennies. I got silvers. I ain't got nothing. Yeah, I don't have no pennies. What? How come you can't find no penny when you need a penny? Every time you don't need a penny, that's when you find a penny. But now that I need a penny, I can't get no pennies. Ain't that a mess? Look at this. Hold on. Do I ain't got no pennies. Where's my piggy bank? I can't even find my piggy bank. I'm mad now because I ain't got no pennies. But no. With this said, this guy actually did a movie about Jesus before. And it was called The Last Temptation of Christ. And it was an incredibly divisive and controversial movie because he took this movie that basically portrayed Jesus in a way that had Jesus kind of thirsting after Mary Magdalene, like all these, like, Jesus was just, he was thirsty, right? And just all the stuff. that was just going on that, let's just say, other Christians was like, what Jesus is this? Who this savior? Whose savior is this? And then on top of that, they went and got, and here's the thing, no shade to the actor, because this actor is fantastic. They got Willem Dafoe to play Jesus. Yes, Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. They got this white guy to go play Jesus. Nothing about his hair looks like wool. None of it. His feet do not look like of bronze. I don't see nothing bronze. They ain't not. Look at it. Look. There was nothing bronze. My man didn't even get a tan. He didn't even get a tan. What is this? So my issue here is, I'm gonna need you to like at least try to get it accurate. At least try. And then here's the other thing. I'm very concerned that not only will this guy probably take Leonardo DiCaprio and make him Jesus, I'm gonna need you not to make the disciples a whole mob. Do not make them gangsters. Okay, Jesus' disciples, the last thing they were gangsters. Okay, don't come in here having Jesus talk to people, talking about, like, look, I want to make you an offer of everlasting life that you can't refuse. Don't put Jesus as the new Godfather, literally. Don't do that now. I'm very concerned about this movie. Because I don't know if this guy is going to make this right. I mean, don't have my man Judas out here looking like, from the Goodfellas. Like, let's not, it ain't gotta be that. Okay, it ain't gotta be that. And don't make this no 4-hour Irishman movie either. Okay, like, look, we know the story already. Okay, most of us know the story already. We don't have to be here for 4 hours. Shoot, church be long enough. Okay. Anyway, how y'all feeling about this? I don't even know if it makes a difference. Does it make a difference that the Pope gave his blessing or whatever? Personally, I don't think that matters. But then again, I'm also not Catholic, so I don't really put a lot of value on that. But y'all let me know. Are you excited for Scorsese? The Jesus movie? Is DiCaprio gonna be Jesus? Is I don't know, what part is Robert De Niro gonna play? Like Pontius Pilate? You gonna make him Pilate? Might make him John the Baptist? I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Who we got? Derek, what you got? The After Dark crew is in the house. Wanda loves dark meat. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not. We're trying to keep this civil. We got new folks here. We're not trying to scare people off. But here y'all go anyway. Thank you, Derek. I appreciate you. He who runs phase. Fact, Wanda ate T'Challa's leg in 2 universes. We only saw one. All right, we're gonna hide that one. We're gonna hide that one. Thank you. But we're gonna hide that one. We're gonna hide that one. Thank you. Didier. I was something of a savior myself. I got that one. I was something of a savior. It's a bit of a messiah myself. I like that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Derek, y'all remember E-Man dressing his gold robe with matching cap? He even had his own intro song for his After Dark. I do. Yes. Good times. Good times. Good times. Thank you so much. Dear Lord, I don't know if I can click on this. Okay. I think this is Jackie, because this got Jackie written all over it. Jackie, first of all, welcome back. I appreciate you, and I'm glad to see you. Although the painting of Jay was based off of Michelangelo's boyfriend, this is true. They mad at Ariel being cis. They make Jesus black. They will storm everything, burn faster than Nancy after a long shift. Thank you for that. And yes, no, you're absolutely right. It's real funny how people have selective outrage when it comes to historical depictions of people. And you're absolutely right. Like the whole portrayal of Jesus being this white guy, that was based off of like some artistry from a long time ago, like you said, Michelangelo or whoever it was, I forget. But that was never what Jesus looked like. Jesus, and here's the other thing, and I know sometimes I get flack for this too, but I mean, I did go to seminary school. Like, I studied this stuff too. Jesus was not a brother, like he didn't walk around with a big old afro either. Jesus was a Middle Eastern Jewish man. Like whatever Middle Eastern Jewish people look like at that time, that's what he looked like. Like he wasn't Asian, he wasn't black, he wasn't white. He was just a Middle Eastern Jewish guy. That's all. He had some color to him. He wasn't blonde. He didn't have blue eyes. He didn't have pale skin. He had some color to him. He was a brown man. That's all. That's it. And it's like, it's not fair for people to try and make Jesus into what they want him to be. He was just a Middle Eastern, brown guy. That's all, and I don't think that should be an issue, but thank you so much. Like I said, I just really care more so about telling the story accurately. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to emphasize this. You ain't got to make up that. Just tell the story or don't tell it at all. We do have a book that's been around for 2,000 years. It's doing a good enough job. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate you. Frigga's belt. Wanda still got her to chocolate chunks. Frigga, you too? A2? Frigga? A2? Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Let's move on. See, even when we talk about Jesus, y'all still got to act a fool. Ooh, look at that segue. Speaking of Little Mermaid, wow, fantastic segue. Thank you so much for that. So, in case y'all have been living under a rock, they made Little Mermaid black. Yep, that's right. The Little Mermaid Ariel is black. And boy, people is pissed. And by pissed and by people, I'm more than likely talking about people that probably still uphold white supremacy ideology. Because to have any type of emotional resentment for a fictional character where race has never been an issue, it's kind of a weird thing to just complain about. It's very, very weird. So yes, we know that there's been a lot of criticism about, and a lot of pushback. And matter of fact, there's been review bombing. I think it was just on IMDb not too long ago that they had to change their voting system because they noticed that people were just review bombing the movie unnecessarily and unfairly. Now, again, people are entitled to having their own opinion about the movie. And here's the thing, I haven't watched the movie. I heard that there's been mixed reactions. Some things are good, some are bad. But it's like, if you got issues with the movie, just talk about the movie. But being pissed that she's black, the fictional water person, like, really? Like that ruins your day? That gets under your skin? Really? Okay. Now, here's the thing. While I think it's no secret that I am pro-black, right? And I want to make sure people understand what that means. Being pro-black does not mean I'm anti anything per se. Being pro-black does not mean I'm anti-white, doesn't mean I'm anti-Asian, doesn't mean none of that. It just means I'm here to give some love and support for people that are of black descent like myself, mainly because for centuries we have been regulated through societal racism to be viewed as lower than. Discrimination has happened, oppression has happened. So because of all those years of punching down, I am pro-Black, which means I am here to uplift us and support us as best as possible, whether that's supporting reparations, right, and all the long issues that caused it or that calls for it, or standing in support for, I don't know, teaching Black history, like in schools, basic stuff. I'm 110% for all of that. With that said, at some point, sometimes, and I didn't even think this was possible, sometimes people gonna find a way to take things a little too far. And right now, The Little Mermaid has been criticized by a prominent diversity advocate for its dangerous erasure of slavery. Says here, The Little Mermaid has been criticized by a prominent media diversity advocate for failing to acknowledge the horrors of slavery in the Caribbean. This is coming from, what's the guy's name here? Marcus Ryder. It says Marcus Ryder says, I do not think we do our children any favors by pretending that slavery didn't exist. He says, he goes on, setting the fantastical story in this time and place is literally the equivalent of setting a love story between a Jew and Gentile in 1940 Germany and ignoring the Jewish Holocaust. We owe it to our children to give them the most amazing, fantastical stories possible to help their imaginations grow. We do not do this by whitewashing out the difficult parts of our history. We do it by embracing our rich history and empowering them in the truth. Sir, I'm going to stop you right there, because everything you just said is the pure definition of doing too much. You're doing too much and you need to stop. Again, I'm with the cause. I'm with it. But this right here ain't the move. You said here, let me go back. It says, we owe it to our children to give them the most amazing, fantastical stories possible in their imaginations. And we do not wish this. Hold on, let me get this back up here. It says here, we do not do this by whitewashing out the difficult parts of our history. When were mermaids part of our history? Y'all remember Harriet Tubman did the Underwater Railroad? Was that history? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Do y'all remember when Martin Luther King gave his famous speech? I have a dream under the sea. What are you talking about? As a dad, as a Black father, you better believe that whenever my kids are watching something, especially historical, based on facts and all that, oh, I'm going to be there to let them know, yo, this is how oppression happens. Yo, this is how this goes. Like, I'll let them know that. I teach them that. Me and my wife, we both educate our kids on the backgrounds and context of these type of things. Not with the Little Mermaid. It's a cartoon. And it's fictional. That world ain't real. It's not a real world. Fish people don't exist. That means there's no requirement of having historical accuracy. It's something that was made up. It was not real. The world, the reality that Ariel and all them live in, maybe they didn't have slavery in that place. Maybe they didn't. And you know why no one cares? Because it's fiction. And we walk into the theater knowing that it's fiction. This was an entire waste of this guy's time. And I support diversity, inclusion, and all of that. You wasted all your time writing a blog on something that didn't matter. Just did that. Whoo, man. This was like when you just shoot that shot and it just bricks hard. Like, who? This man was typing this thing up like, ooh, I'm gonna kill him with this one. Caribbean. Listen, my family came from the Caribbean. Okay, so you preaching to the choir here. Okay, Caribbean, black, got kids, and you're still whack. Like, what are you talking about? Teach kids history when real history is being talked about. I'm not going to teach my kids history when they're just trying to have an escape in a fictional world. You talk about we got to cultivate their imaginations. Let them do that in this fictional fantasy that's already happening. I'm sorry. I shouldn't even waste my time going through. What do y'all think? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe y'all feel different. Do y'all think that the Little Mermaid should have been woker, and actually talked about Caribbean slavery? I mean, why not? Hey, while she's sitting there talking about she want to be part of the world, maybe there's a slave revolt happening in the background. What movie does he want? I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, did the mermaids have slaves? Like what's the historical stuff? Like, what textbook should we go to? Where do we? I really want to know now. What we supposed to do to figure out the historical accuracy on how the mermaids played a history? They played a role in our history. Did they help found the United States? Like, did they meet Christopher Columbus when they came through? Like, help me. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think about this criticism. Is it fair? Is it valid? Is it out of this world? I can't see it. I don't get it. It's whack. It's weird to me. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's see. We got Nivlak. Thank you so much. Not sure what happened to your comment, but thank you so much for the contribution. I really appreciate it. Frigga, what you got? Richard Dreyfuss probably vomit. Now Black Ariel. Let him vomit. Good. Let him. Oh, that's not low enough. Let him vomit. Let him vomit all day. I love it. Matter of fact, he probably want to play a Black Ariel. That's my man was crying because he couldn't play a black role. He probably wanted to play Black Ariel too. Why not? God forbid somebody tell Richard Dreyfuss that he can't play a black character, because that's art for him. He got to play a black character or else. Thank you so much, Frigga. I appreciate you. Derek, what you got? Have the same energy for the Color Purple remake. Well, why not? Thank you so much for that. JM, what you got? Man, it's an animated movie. Although Rudyard Kipling wrote The White Man's Burden and The Jungle Book, and Mickey Mouse was based on minstrels shows and blackface. Start with that before The Mermaid. Hey, at the end of the day, call it out. I got no problem with that. Add that little text. I like now, especially with what was it, Song of the South or Song from the South, whatever. They add those screens beforehand and say like, yo, what you about to watch got a whole lot of racist stuff in it, FYI. So I do appreciate stuff like that. And I do think that is necessary. But thank you so much for supporting the channel like that. Super nice of you. This is not Jackie. I don't believe that. But okay. I identify as half mermaid and take wait. If you half mermaid, because mermaids are already half a person and half a fish. So if you half mermaid, does that mean you like quarter fish? Like you only got a quarter of a fin? Like maybe one, like you got a foot and a fin? Like how does that work? I don't know why I thought that. Okay, anyway. And take the 1921 genocide of the nickel starfish seriously. All fish matter. You know what? All fish do matter. Thank you so much, not Jackie. Even though I think it is Jackie. Let's see. Larry, what you got? This just in. Dreyfuss is playing Jesus. Glasses hanging on for dear life. Listen. First of all, there's no way Richard Dreyfuss will play Jesus, because Jesus in that movie is not going to be black enough for Richard Dreyfuss to play. Now, if Jesus has an afro and he's darker than me, then maybe Richard Dreyfuss might be a little bit more into it, because now he'll have the perfect excuse to be in blackface and to play the role of a lifetime. So until Jesus is blacker than me, it ain't for Richard Dreyfuss. But thank you. Thank you so much. Let's see. I mean, they should have the same energy. Yes. Yes, they should. Yes, they should. But thank you so much for that, all of y'all. I really, really appreciate it. Let's keep it moving. What oh, wait. Oh, I didn't even make a thing for this. Hold on. Boom. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's go here. Bam. Tom Cruise. Woo, my man is big mad. Y'all, I don't know if y'all knew this, but Tom Cruise has been a probably one of the bigger last remnants of what a movie star is. In today's world, look, movie stars are kind of dying out. Like now, franchise and IP is king. You know, if you're an Avenger in the MCU, if you're in the Fast and Furious, if you're in DC, if you are a Star Wars, Indiana Jones, if you're part of a franchise, that's what's dominating things right now. But Tom Cruise is that guy. He is that guy where, and I've told y'all this is the test, right? Tom Cruise is that guy where like some people still to this day will say, are you going to go see that Tom Cruise movie? Right? Star power oozes out of this guy. Tom Cruise is so great that during a pandemic, when people still didn't really want to go outside, this man took a movie that came from the 80s, made a sequel, and put it in theaters with Top Gun Maverick and made $1 billion. And basically proved to people, even though some other movies did that too, like No Way Home, but proved to people that, you know what? It's okay to go to the theaters again. And the movies theaters are not dead. I told y'all that when the pandemic started. When the thing started and people was like, oh, movie theaters are gone. They're dead. They're never coming back. I was like, nah, they'll be back. Ain't no way movie theaters are going out. They might lose some money, but they not going to die. There's too much money to be made in movie theaters to let the industry let it die like that. But Tom Cruise has single-handedly, according to Steven Spielberg, has saved Hollywood. He saved Hollywood. Now, personally, like I said, I think other franchises, Marvel probably did a lot of that by keeping it afloat. But this man held out and he made it work. He made it work. But ooh, you cannot and should not get Tom Cruise mad, because when he be mad, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. So apparently Tom Cruise got beef, and he got beef with Oppenheimer, the Oppenheimer movie. Oppenheimer, in case you did not know, is the newest movie coming from Christopher Nolan, aka the guy that did Inception, who did Tenet. He left Warner Brothers, and now I think he's with Universal Pictures right now, right next door to Vin Diesel. So Oppenheimer is going to be coming out in the summertime, and it's going to be coming out very, very close to when Mission Impossible comes out. And just recall, Mission Impossible, that is now Tom Cruise's baby. That's his IP. But here's the deal. We got some beef. Let me get it big here for y'all. It says here that Tom Cruise has been complaining loudly to Paramount execs and others about the IMAX situation. Ooh. It looks like here that Mission Impossible 7 has booked most of the IMAX screens for the week of the film's July 12th opening. But then on July 21st comes Universal's Oppenheimer, which has locked in all the IMAX screens in North America and other territory for 3 full weeks. Ooh-wee. That's not good. So just so y'all clear, Mission Impossible comes out first. And you're going to have maybe a week or two of seeing Mission Impossible on IMAX. And here's the thing, Tom Cruise does his own stunts, right? He like the American version of Jackie Chan. This man puts his life on the line to make these movies look as real as possible. Y'all know it ain't a Tom Cruise movie until you see him running, okay? So when he wants his movie on IMAX, it's for good reason. It's because he gave you something that was meant to be seen on the biggest screen possible. On the flip side, Christopher Nolan don't be playing. Christopher Nolan is probably one of the biggest proponents of shooting things in IMAX with IMAX cameras and all of that, than maybe next to James Cameron. This is a problem for Tom Cruise because, don't get me wrong, I will definitely go watch Mission Impossible on the biggest screen I can, but I'm also only going to watch it in the first 2 weeks that it comes out. But it does hurt the movie down the line if you can't get the IMAX screen, because what happens, y'all know, when you go to the theaters and you want to go see some on IMAX, they charge you more, which affects your bottom line. So if they can't charge you that extra, I don't know, $2 or whatever for the bigger screen, that's going to hurt the overall projection of the movie and the returns that they make. So it says here that like Christopher Nolan, he shot Oppenheimer entirely with the IMAX large format cameras, and Universal dated the Nolan film in his usual late July slot in 2021, well before Mission Impossible 7 was dated in early 2022. But Cruise don't care about that. Cruise don't care. He is used to getting what he wants. And according to this source or whatnot, he has expressed his extreme displeasure that the distribution waters aren't being parted for the guy who saved theaters. What's beef? Ooh, that's Tom Cruise. Now, look, I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know what's going to happen. Personally, I don't know. Like, if you're Tom Cruise, it's not just a matter of I'm Tom Cruise, give me what you want, what I want. But for Tom Cruise, it kind of is, because the guy, he's making Paramount a lot of money. Like, he is their number one ticket, right? And I'm not going to get into his personal life, but when it comes to some of, let's just say, his worldviews, it does not surprise me that he would be very aggressive in getting what he wants. I'm not going to go any further than that. I don't want nobody showing up to my house. Leave me alone. On the flip side, if you Christopher Nolan, you booked them theaters for a whole week, like a whole year before. Oh, well. Oh, well. Now, Christopher Nolan, once again, Dark Knight, Inception, Tenet. This man shoots a beautiful movie. The movies look amazing because he shoots them with these IMAX cameras, and they are meant to be seen on the IMAX screen. Now, I do think that, maybe Universal could have a little wiggle room. Maybe they could sit here and be like, you know what? Maybe we can move this over, move Oppenheimer down a little bit. And I wouldn't say that it'd be a bad thing, because if you moved Oppenheimer maybe a week or two later, yeah, let Mission Impossible do its thing. Mission Impossible is going to make more money than Oppenheimer anyway. Like, Oppenheimer is not going, I don't care how many IMAX screens they got, they're not going to be able to catch up to whatever Mission Impossible does. Because in case y'all didn't know, Oppenheimer is really just the story of the dude that made the atom bomb. Now, of course, once that bomb goes off, it's probably going to be really dope to watch it and all that stuff on the big screen, but it ain't going to compare to Tom Cruise risking his life unnecessarily, jumping out of helicopters and flying off mountains. Like, that's going to be the real spectacle. So I can understand why Cruise has this grievance, this issue, but I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. Like they said, Tom Cruise has saved Hollywood, and I just wonder if he has any flex. I wonder if it's gonna matter at all for him. But we will have to wait and see. So y'all let me know, how do you feel about Tom Cruise being big mad over this? Does it matter? Do you not care? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Okay. I'm gonna do this other story here. Wait, do I have comments? Wait, I got one. Okay. Tony, what you got? Watch how Tom Cruise destroys Matt Lauer interview. Why are you so glib? Why so glib? Don't be glib. Yeah. That was the first time I ever heard that word in my life. But that was a good interview. That was a good interview. I do remember that. Thank you so much for that. All right. I wanted to talk about this real quick. It's a long story. Okay. This is a long story. But I did want to kind of go over it because I felt bad for the main actor. So the actor here was Harold Perrineau. In case you didn't know, he is the lead actor in From, which is the show that I'm watching. And as I mentioned before, I am also watching the show Lost. And I haven't finished Lost. I'm only like 8 episodes into the first season. It's a long way to go. But I like it so far. It's okay. And Harold just so happened to be in that show as well. But recently he came out in this interview and talked about, well, apparently there was a lot of racism going on Lost. And I was just like, yo, I had no idea. I didn't, I'm new to the show, even though it's like 20 years old. But yeah, some of his descriptions though were kind of disturbing, and a lot of it also involved Watchmen showrunner Damon Lindelof. And if you've seen Watchmen, you had Yahya Abdul-Mateen, you had Regina King as like the co-leads or whatever you want to call it. And the accusations that were made here, I didn't see that coming. Not to say I was surprised, but I was just kind of like, oh, okay, I guess this is something. But I'm gonna try and go through this kind of quick because it's very, very long. I would encourage y'all to read it. Like the stories are actually really messed up in this, but apparently Lindelof was shocked and appalled over lost racism and toxic workplace allegations. But he did say he failed to provide safety and comfort. Let's see, it says here that it became pretty clear that I was the black guy. I think this is Perrineau here. I was the black guy. Daniel Day Kim was the Asian guy, and you had Jack and Kate Sawyer. And he says, when he was talking to the producers, he said, I don't have to be the first. I don't have to be the most in most of the episodes, but I just want to be in the mix. But it seems like this is now a story about Jack and Kate Sawyer. So just to kind of give you some quick context, what he was saying was like, look, in the show, yeah, we know that like Jack and Kate are like the main actors or what, we get that. But when y'all doing a big old ensemble cast and some stuff happens with the black characters or even the other Asian characters, y'all just focused on the white characters. You didn't even focus on the actual characters. So an example, and I think he gets to it here too, like his son, Harold's son, black son, gets kidnapped. But it's like, it's not about the black father's reaction to his son being kidnapped. It's what do the white characters feel? How are they interacting? Let's focus on them. It gets a little more whack here, but let's kind of go on. That's the general context. Again, he was just like, look, I don't have to be first. I don't have to be in the episodes. Just kind of give us a little love. He says, according to Perrineau, the producer told him this is just how audiences follow stories. The producer allegedly added that Jack, Locke, Kate, and Sawyer were relatable. Once again, they just talked about all 4 of the main white characters. They're relatable, but Harold Perrineau, this black man with his son, he's not relatable. Interesting. Perino goes on to say, I can't be another person who doesn't care about missing black boys, even in the context of fiction, right? This is just furthering the narrative that nobody cares about black boys, even black fathers. Perino said that the other producer, announced that Michael, Perino's character, would not be returning to the show. I was messed up about it. I was like, oh, I just got fired, I think. I was like, wait a minute, what's happening? Hughes said, well, you said to us, this is the producer talking, if we don't have anything good for you, you want to go. Perino was like, I was just asking for equal depth. Lindelof, the other producer and showrunner, also allegedly addressed Perino's exit in front of writers by saying, he called me racist, so I fired his tail. Scrolling down. Again, this gets really good, so y'all can read it if you want to. It says here, Lindelof, my level of fundamental inexperience as a manager and a boss, my role as someone who is supposed to model a climate of creative danger and risk taking, but providing safety and comfort inside of the creative process. I failed in that endeavor. He also goes on to say, I don't recall ever saying that I fired his tail. What can I say other than it breaks my heart that it was Harold's experience, and I'll just see that the events that you're describing happened 17 years ago, and I don't know why anybody would make that up about me. So this is kind of sort of how, unconscious bias happens. Unconscious bias, which is one of the reasons why people have, diversity and inclusive training nowadays that people want to scoff at. But the reason why that happens is because you don't know, when you're ingrained and embedded in a culture or in a worldview or mindset that ignores people of color, that, promotes subtle racism, why would you notice these things? How would you notice these things? You're already in it. It's almost like being born into a pool of water, and then as you grow up, you're still in the water, and someone says like, yo, you're wet. And you'll be like, what are you talking about? What is wet? What is wet? You don't even understand what wet means because you've been born in it all this time. So that's kind of like what's going on here, where Lindelof is like, man, I didn't know. I don't recall. And well, why would you? You wasn't conscious of it when you were doing it. You was doing it with the boys, with the pals, with everybody else. Goes on to say here, expanding on Perino's concerns with the show prioritizing his white characters, Lindelof said every single actor had expressed some degree of disappointment that they weren't being used enough. That was kind of part of parcel for an ensemble show, but obviously there was a disproportionate amount of focus on Jack and Kate and Locke and Sawyer, the white characters. Harold was completely and totally right to point that out. It's one of the things that I've had deep and profound regrets about in the 2 decades since. I do feel that Harold was legitimately and professionally conveying concerns about his character and how significant it was that Michael and Walt, his son, with the exception of Rose, were really the only black characters on the show. And he goes on to say, and that's not me saying that it didn't happen. I'm just saying that it's literally baffling my brain that they did happen and that I bore witness to them or that I said them. To think that they came out of my mouth or the mouths of other people that I consider friends is just not computing. Well, that's how cognitive dissonance works. Cognitive dissonance is an American tradition where you do bad things, but you don't reconcile it in your head and you just keep on going as business as usual. In other words, it's just like, oppressing and perpetuating chattel slavery, dehumanizing people, black people, as not even human beings, but then trying to act as though this country is the best thing since sliced bread. It's hard to juggle those two things at the same time. Like he said, it's baffling to him. So I understand and I appreciate the fact that he at least recognized that, but clearly he missed the point that, like, when you're, knee deep in racial bias, you're not going to know these things. People are not going to come up to you and be like, hey, excuse me, knock, knock. 17 years ago, you were racist or you were problematic. And here's the thing, I just skimmed through this whole thing. There's way more problematic stuff in there. There was stuff here about Asian folks as well, where they would literally on the set tell the one or two Asian people, hey, Korean, go to the board, or Korean, go do this. Yes, they're not saying you're from Korea. They're calling you Korean. That's your label. Go over there. Go grab this. Go do that. So I had no idea Lost was this jacked up. I feel very, very bad for my man Harold losing that opportunity. I mean, even when he came on the show, he was probably more well known than most of the people that was on the show, because my man came from The Matrix. He was on The Best Man. He was doing all this other stuff at the time where it was kind of like, yo, y'all got an actual person that was in movies coming to do this TV show. But anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about all this nonsense, all this crazy stuff? Again, like I said, that was just the tip of the iceberg. I just focused on Harold stuff. There was more stuff that was even worse going on. But y'all let me know, what do you think about all that in the comments down below. My man Didier, what's going on? I feel like Watchmen was Lindelof's attempt to atone for his lost missteps. I think you are absolutely right. That was the impression I got as well, because again, I didn't watch Lost and I didn't know about this story. So when I saw Watchmen, I was like, yo, this Lindelof guy, he gets it. Okay, he's treating them with respect. He's giving, he was talking about Tulsa and all, reparations and all. Like, I was like, yo, my man gets it. Clearly, everybody got a pass. Clearly, my man had to come from somewhere. So, you know what? Whether this was atonement or not, I don't know if I can say all of that, but he's trying. He's trying, and I do appreciate at least he acknowledged it rather than just trying to act as though it never happened, because that's more insulting. It's one thing if you unconsciously were guilty of something, but it's just gaslighting when you just act like it never happened and be dismissive of it. That's why, like, all them times people be like acting there's no such thing as systemic racism or whatever. Like, yo, like, just stop talking, because you sound dumb. Sorry, you sound dumb. But anyway, thank you so much, Didier. I appreciate that. Let's move on. Okay, here go one. We talked about this before. Not too long ago, we had gone through a whole bunch of people, actors that supposedly were in the running to play Superman in James Gunn's brand new movie to kick off the DCU officially, and Superman Legacy. So we went through a bunch of names, and the rumor is that he wants somebody young who can kind of sort of play maybe someone in their 20s, maybe allegedly, and someone that you could fall in love with, somebody that you can admire, somebody that looks inspirational, all of that good stuff. You want all these things for whoever's gonna play your Superman, because here's the thing, whoever it is, you're gonna need them for the long run. You need them at least for like another 10 years, so you need somebody that can really make it work for you. I have been on the record saying that I have no problem with Henry Cavill. I like Henry Cavill. I thought he was a fine Superman for us. But I also understand that, like, yo, James Gunn is coming into a jacked up situation where he has to hit the ultimate reset button. You just have to. You cannot continue doing the piecemeal version of the Snyderverse in this play. You just cannot do that anymore. It don't work. It's not effective. You gotta stop. So I totally get that they have to start over. With that said, it looks like that we do have a new person that, according to Variety, they have been tipped off, or maybe whatever, that there's a new showrunner. Now, I've told y'all this too. You need a couple things to be Superman. Not a lot, because it's literally be a brunette generic white guy that's mildly attractive. Like, if you could do that, Maybe if you got muscles, I don't even think you need muscles because you can always get a little muscle suit. That'll help. It don't take much. It don't take much, right? But y'all, they found somebody rumored who could be in the running. And it is this guy right here. James Gunn's Superman search includes former Bold and the Beautiful star Pearson Fody or Fode. I don't know how to say his last name. But that guy kind of looks like Superman. I can see it. He ain't got the curl, but I can kind of see this. Okay, look at it. He got the jawline. I've told y'all you got to have the jaw to make it work. And I mean, he is a soap opera star. What was it? Bold and the Beautiful? Yo, almost everybody on soap operas are super attractive. Okay. But y'all, how do y'all feel so far with this guy? It says here, according to Variety, I hear that the 31-year-old actor could be in the running for the coveted role. Sources tell me that Fode sent in a self-tape which included a montage of footage showing his very Clark Kent-like childhood on a farm in the small town of Moses Lake, Washington. I'm told Gunn liked what he saw. Okay. Now look, I've never heard of this guy. I've never heard of him. I don't watch Bold and Beautiful. So if anyone has watched Bold and Beautiful, please let me know. But we do have one image that is here, and I think he's only like 31 years old. So, you know, he could kind of play a late 20s guy, I guess. Y'all, he got muscles. He got muscles. Now look, I'm not part of the LGBTQ community, but I understand when a guy is considered handsome. He's got the looks. My man's got the muscles. Like, you would have to be a dummy not to notice this. Okay. I mean, y'all tell me, like, you see an S on his chest, you know, like this. I mean, if you could get, I don't know what the acting is like. Because soap opera TV ain't the same as movie level acting, but he at least got a look. You know, I just be looking for the square jaw. If you got the superhero jaw, I feel like that's enough right there, right? He got a square jaw, right? You don't want nobody coming in as Superman with a negative jaw. You know, the little, little jaw don't even stick out, just the negative jaw. You don't want that. But Buddy looked like a dang no. He looked like a Ken doll or something, you know. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. Again, if anybody's watching soap opera, again, I don't know what his act, because for me, I need the acting to be on par first. Acting, whatever cast of whatever role, acting has to come first. Because you can put makeup, you can get costumes, you can do all that other stuff. You can be the most attractive person in the world, but if you can't act, it ain't gonna work. Sorry, Hallie, I love you, but Catwoman just, yeah. So y'all let me know, is Mr. Pearson, is this your Superman? Does this work for y'all? I mean, dude already looking like a model. You know, let me know. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. All right. Tyra, what you got? My soap stars are gonna take over DC. I love it. Okay, so Tyra, are you familiar with them? I mean, do you watch Bold and the Beautiful? Like, is he good? Is he cheesy? I don't know. Let me know. But thank you so much. I appreciate you for that. All right, let's move on. You know, I also thought about Jensen Ackles, because he was on soap operas. That's Dean from Supernatural, you know, or Soldier Boy from The Boys. And he's been fantastic. I've been waiting for him to be Batman for a long time. But anyway, come on now. We got some Spider-Man updates that we got to talk about here. And this one is going to be about Spider-Man 4. Now, I have told y'all this before. Something that you need to no, actually, I'll talk about that later. Because right now we're gonna talk about Tom Holland. He was doing a press tour, because I think press junket, because he has a new movie coming out. Not a movie. I'm sorry, it's a new show. It's called The Crowded Room. But of course, you can't walk into Tom Holland and not ask him about Spider-Man and stuff. So we actually have an update. He gave us somewhat of an update about Spider-Man 4 and what's going on. So let's see what he says here. Says that I can't talk about it right now, of course. Hold on. So now you can't talk about it, bro. You literally have a whole reputation of spoiling Spider-Man for years. But now you can't talk about it. Marvel done got in this man's bag. I know it is. I know that was it. Okay, whatever, Tom Holland, whatever. I can't talk about that right now, but I can say that we've been having meetings. We've put the meetings on pause in solidarity with the writers. Okay, there's been multiple conversations had, but at this point, it's very, very early stages. Oh, okay. So looks like we're gonna get a Spider-Man 4. I like the fact that you bringing the actor in on this, that y'all are having conversations about that, and you're actually chopping it up with him to talk about it, because they don't need him in the room at that point. I'm just saying, like, if Marvel's like, yo, we gonna make this movie, you talking to the director and the writer, and that's about it. You don't need Tom Holland in there, not for the early stuff, but it does sound like they want his opinion, or that he could throw some stuff in there, and that's great. That's great. So I like the fact that they're doing this, and shout out to them for putting this on pause, for the writer's strike. Again, I told y'all this thing's gonna have ripple effects. And on top of this, like, you don't want to piss off the people that you are going to work with in the future. Now, this writer strike is going to be temporary, but at the same time, these are people that you're gonna have to work with later on. So if you sit here and be like, man, forget these writers, we're gonna do what we want to do, and then somewhere down the line, you still got to work with them, you might not get the best work. They might not want to work with you. So showing solidarity is something that I think is going a long way. And shout out to them for that. I think that was really, really helpful. And a good look on them. But we are getting that Spider-Man 4. I think that was a no-brainer. Wasn't no way that wasn't going to happen. But we do have something else from Tom Holland. And this kind of sort of leads us. It's a good segue into the next thing. And he says that he calls Into the Spider-Verse. I think he means Across the Spider-Verse. No, he's talking about Into the Spider-Verse. He calls Into the Spider-Verse the best Spider-Man movie ever. I'm excited for the second one. I'm sure it will live up to every expectation. I can't wait to see it. So apparently he has not seen Across the Spider-Verse yet. But Into the Spider-Verse was absolutely up there as well. But I do think that it is something that the current Spider-Man can let y'all know. Even though I did No Way Home, that Into the Spider-Verse ain't no joke, So I've been telling y'all that too. Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, told y'all this to this day. It has everything in the making to be the greatest trilogy ever seen. As long as the third Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out, and let's just say it goes on cruise control, it ain't got to be the best thing ever. As long as it's on cruise control, you're going to have the greatest trilogy ever. Like, that's the pace that it's currently on. But I bring this up because we got to talk about the Spider-Verse. Spider-Verse, as I've told y'all, my review is on my channel, so you can go ahead and go check it out if you haven't already. I already spoiled my review by letting you know this is an absolute must-see movie. Go watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. You are going to have a good time. It is fantastic. It is amazing. It is spectacular. It is phenomenal. Believe the hype. Believe the hype. Like I said, I didn't want to hype it up. I wanted to get y'all excited for it, but I also didn't want to let y'all, get so excited that, you go in there with a chip on your shoulder and feel like the movie had to do. Listen, let the movie do its thing, and it's going to deliver. It will deliver. But of course, now everybody's like, yo, what's next? When are we getting more? And I've told y'all this before. Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse, this is not a Marvel thing, right? This is something that is Sony, but more importantly, because it's Spider-Man, it is a Amy Pascal production. Amy Pascal is kind of like their version of Kevin Feige. She's the one that worked with Kevin Feige to even do the whole Sony Marvel deal and all of that. But this is her baby right now, right? She is the one that's like, taking over this thing with the Across the Spider-Verse and all that. But what I've told y'all as well, Amy Pascal is where everyone should get all their news from. Because unlike Kevin Feige, Amy got fired from Sony. Like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she kind of works as like an independent contractor in a sense, but she got fired from Sony because of the whole Sony email leaks that happened. They said some things they shouldn't have, so she was gone. But Amy also ain't got nothing to lose, okay? Because Amy works, if I'm not mistaken, she works for herself more than anything. So you might have Kevin Feige who'll be like, look, I ain't gonna tell y'all about what's coming next. Amy be like, man, whatever. We finna do us a new trilogy with Tom Holland, Spider-Man 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 12, 1500 is coming June 5th. I don't know, whatever. Amy don't care. Kevin Feige be looking at her like, would you shut your tail up? Amy don't care because she get to promote herself and say whatever she wants. So now Amy got interviewed, and I'm telling you, it's always gold. It's always gold. But woo, Amy let us know that a live action Miles Morales is coming with an animated Spider-Woman film as well, and I'm here for it. Says here, Amy Pascal says, Spider-Woman and live action Miles Morales movies are in the works. You'll see all of it. All of it. Let's see. It's all happening. And then you also have producer Avi Arad, who teased that moviegoers will see a Spider-Woman movie sooner than you expect. He also says, I cannot tell you yet, but it's coming. It goes on. Pascal said about the Spider-Man 4 movie with Tom Holland. She says, are we going to make another movie? Of course we are. We're in the process, but the writer's strike, but with the writer's strike, nobody is working during the strike. We're all being supporters, and whenever they get themselves together, we'll get started. There go Amy right there. So again, like I said, if that was Kevin Feige, he'd be like, fourth Spider-Man movie. We'll see. Maybe. You never know. Keep watching. Not Amy. Hell yeah, we doing another Spider-Man movie. Hell yeah, I'm finna keep my job and keep making these movies. Hell yeah, we gonna get a live action Miles Morales. Y'all gonna get everything because I need this, man. I love Amy. Amy is so great. They need to ask her all the questions every time. Be like, look, hey, who the villain in Spider-Man 4? Venom? I don't know. Whatever. She'll let you know. She don't care. She'll let you know. But I am so glad that we're getting a live action Miles Morales. Again, no spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse, but I think that we got a very big hint in the movie that can lead up to a live action Miles Morales. And I am here for it. I cannot wait. Yeah. So and I'm gonna just leave it there because I don't want to spoil nothing. But live action Miles Morales is like long overdue. Spider-Man Homecoming, I think that came out in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 17. Y'all should have been giving us a Miles Morales movie back then. The second you saw Into the Spider-Verse doing well, y'all should have been giving us that back in 2018, 2019, 2020. Yeah, we had a pandemic, but it's like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like, give it to us now, And as for the Spider-Woman movie, I believe they're talking about Gwen Stacy, especially if it's going to be animated. I'm here for that too. I do have a specific criticism for this current movie. Again, you can go check it out in my review about Gwen Stacy and her story. but it's not exactly what you think. It's not like I hated her story or nothing. I just thought that she deserved her own movie. And I like the fact that they already are moving in that direction, because I think Gwen's story is pretty compelling, and I liked what they did with it in this movie to a degree. Um, and I'll watch it. I will definitely tune in and watch it. But anyway, y'all let me know, how do you feel about Amy Pascal spilling the tea, letting you know Miles Morales is coming live action. We're gonna get another Spider-Woman movie. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments down below. Okay. Oh, I almost forgot. I know a lot of y'all probably thinking like, when is the next Spider-Man movie gonna come out? Because I don't know about y'all. I was thirsty. I was like, yo, more Spider-Verse, please. Like, when is that? What, y'all got some more of that Spider-Verse? Like, I needed that. Don't worry. Spider-Man 3 is going to be coming out. Beyond the Spider-Verse will hit theaters March 29th, 2024. And that's less than a year from now. Less. I could not tell you how excited I am about that. Animation takes a very, very long time to make. So to hear that it's coming in less than a year, watch party, automatic. I might have to get a bigger theater this time. Automatic, it's happening, it's going down. Ain't no way you about to give us the movie that you just gave us and not give us that third movie ASAP in a hurry. Now, I will wait. If they say, yo, we got to wait until 2 years, 3 years, I ain't going to like it, but I will wait for quality every time. So the fact that we are getting that, I am super, super excited. But again, y'all let me know how you feel, and are you excited for part 3 Beyond the Spider-Verse? Let me know in the comments. What else do we have? No, I'm not gonna make it, but we could try. All right. Guess who's back? Yes, that's right. Finally, The Rock has come back to family. Yes, The Rock is back. And in case you didn't know, spoiler alert, but it's been weeks now, so it is what it is. But The Rock has come back to the Fast and Furious franchise. And a lot of people saw the thing that also got spoiled online, which was really stupid and kind of desperate, in my opinion. And I do believe that it was the studio that was involved with that leak. But The Rock coming back to the Fast franchise is something that I think the franchise needed. Because I've told y'all this too. When you look at the money, the box office sales, yeah, the other franchise, the other Fast movies was making decent money, little 100 mil here, little extra 50 mil there. But when The Rock came in on Fast 5, that's when this thing started jumping up exponentially, because having The Rock in there took this whole franchise to another level. Now, when The Rock left, franchise started to dip, and it dipped heavy. Okay. And we'll get into that a little later, but it was not a good look for the franchise. And I don't think it's really recovered since. But given what we saw, the post-credit scene at the end of Fast X, obviously that gave us a clue that The Rock is not only back, but he's going to have another role in the Fast Saga. Now, we just didn't know what kind of role that was. Is he going to be in Fast 11 or whatever? What is it? Now we finally got some information. Apparently, he is going to be in his own movie. It looks like Dwayne Johnson is going to have another movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, and that is currently in development at Universal. It says Universal Pictures is in an active development of an untitled new Fast and Furious film starring Dwayne Johnson as Luke Hobbs. It says the film won't be a sequel, so it is not a sequel to Hobbs and Shaw, and it's not going to be a spinoff either. Instead, it's going to be a direct continuation of the main Fast Saga story, and it's going to serve as a bridge between Fast X and Fast X Part 2. So in other words, The Rock is going to come in, and it seems like The Rock is going to have his own movie. It's going to be within the Fast franchise, and this is going to be like Fast 10 and a half. So maybe I'm starting to wonder if this is what Vin Diesel was actually talking about. Y'all remember when we talked about Vin Diesel and he was doing that little press junket or whatever right before the world premiere, and he had said something to the effect that maybe the studio will do this in 3 parts. So we sitting here like, oh my god, we finna have 3 Fast and Furious movies. But it could be the case that the third part that they're talking about is actually the Rock's movie that just got announced here. So that could be the case. Now the thing is, we can't really talk about this without mentioning the fact that The Rock and Vin Diesel have had some beef. And that's what made the Rock's return that much more shocking. It was very, very interesting to have him come back because they had this public falling out, and that falling out was something that I've covered that on the channel here multiple times. And it really boiled down to a lot of stuff like the problem was The Rock with Vin Diesel. The Rock did not like the idea that Vin was very unprofessional on set. Vin would come in late, reportedly, would hold up production, basically wasting people's time, and just kind of casually walking around like it was like his ish don't stink or whatever. And The Rock called him out on it a couple times, and after so long, The Rock was like, you know what? I don't need this. I got Jumanji. I got all these Jungle Cruise 1 and 2. I got all this other stuff. I'm out. I'm good. And Vin was, going back and forth and like trying to use the public to like win The Rock back, which to me I felt was kind of like a sucker move. I'm like, look, y'all know each other personally. Pick up the phone. Just talk to each other. Just like, yo, my bad, Jay. Like, come on back. Like whatever. Hash it out that way. Don't be using social media to talk to people. Why would you do that? You use social media, but you got that person's phone number. Just talk to them, So the back and forth has gone crazy. It's been weird or whatever. But The Rock actually does address it somewhat. So I figured, let's just kind of hear it from him directly. And let's get ready for that. All right, let's get my man up here. Right there. There he goes. Of course, he is probably in Hawaii. But let's take a listen to what he had to say about his return. This was like his announcement.
Aloha from beautiful Hawaii. Just tapping in with you guys. You can see I got laid. There's always room for a cheesy joke. Just tapping in with you guys and delivering a little information, long-awaited information. You guys have been waiting for over a week now for me to confirm. So I am 100% confirming to you guys around the world that yes, it is true. Hobbs is back. Hobbs is back in the Fast and Furious franchise. And man, I gotta tell you, well, before I get into the why and the how, I was able to pull this off and get together with Vin and pull this thing off. Before I get into that, let me just say that it has been so incredibly personally gratifying and satisfying and humbling and exciting to see your reactions around the world. First of all, the secret of Hobbs being back in the Fast and Furious franchise, that was a secret that was hard as hell to keep. And you guys know me, and you know my operating motto and at $7 Productions, which is always audience first, fans first. So
first of all, I just wanted to comment on that. That has not been a good formula. Okay. I've told y'all this many times. No movie needs to be, we did it for the fans. if that is your guiding star for a movie, your movie's finna be trash. Your movie is gonna be terrible because fan service should never come before good writing, good directing. I mean, most of the time we just want a story that makes sense. I don't need all the little cheap, wink, wink, the little corny jokes and stuff. That formula has not worked. You know what the fans wanted? They wanted Henry Cavill. My man said, yo, I'm going to listen to the fans. I'm going to bring Henry Cavill in. How did that work out for Black Adam? It didn't save it. It didn't save it. Y'all decided to go ahead and spoil the fact that The Rock was going to come back in Fast X at the very end. Y'all didn't wait for the announcement. You could have let that just be a good surprise and word of mouth, but y'all went ahead and spoiled it because audience first. How's that working out so far? Right now, Fast X ain't doing the numbers that it needs to do just to break even. It is struggling right now as we speak. But hey, audience first. Whatever. Anyway, let's continue. Anytime.
Of Hobbs returning. The messages that I've gotten, the videos that I have seen in theaters all around the world, and you guys erupting when Hobbs is revealed at the end in the tag is like a rock concert all around the world, and that it was just so fucking cool, excuse my language, and I loved it, and I love you guys. Thank you for that incredible reaction. So in terms of the why, I think, when you, despite us having our differences, me and Vin, we've been like brothers for years. And despite having our differences, when you lead with the idea of, number one, resolve, but then also you just think about the future and you think about plans that are much bigger than ourselves. And those bigger plans are the bigger build outs. Those bigger plans are the North Star, as I always like to say. The North Star is always my guiding light in whatever endeavor or opportunity that I am in, that I'm passionate about. I always keep a North Star in my clarity and in my focus. And in this case, the North Star is the franchise that we love. The North Star are characters that we love.
It's
and
money.
The North Star are fans that
it's
we
money.
love.
The more
So
no, it's money.
when you add all,
excuse, sir, it's money. Let's keep it a buck, okay? What's your production company called? $7 production. Let's keep it a buck. It's money. Let's be honest. You want a franchise that you can put your name on, that you can have for the next 10 years. And that's okay. Ain't no shame in the game. Because you over here talking about North Star and your light and all this stuff. Yeah, listen, twinkle, twinkle, little star, you want some money. And that's okay. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. Just say that. Just say that. Ain't nobody finna sit here and be mad that The Rock said, yo, I just want Hobbs to have a great franchise and branch off and blah, 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 blah. Just say that. We'll go watch it. It might be stupid, but we'll still go watch it. I just want people to be honest. That's all. Just be honest. All right. I don't even know if I'm not playing more of this, because shout out to The Rock. Love The Rock. It's great, but he do be going on a little too much sometimes. I ain't going into that. But like I said, the Fast franchise is not doing good, and they need this. They need this. Now, I want y'all to remember the budget for Fast and Furious, Fast X. The budget, let's see if I can get this up here. The budget was about $340 million. $340 million. Let's round that up to 350 for easy math. 9 times out of 10, the marketing is not always considered part of the budget. The marketing is not. So let's be generous with it and just say for a big blockbuster movie like this, commercials, all that stuff, let's put it at 100 mil. Nah, let's say 150, right? Because sometimes they can do almost 200 million of marketing. Let's say 150. So that's gonna give us a $500 million budget, right? Just right there. Now, I've told you the golden rule usually, just for easy math, there's a whole lot of other equations you could use, but an easy way to say is you at least got to do 2.5 times your budget, because not only do you want to make your money back, not only you want to do that, but you also want to make more money than what it costs to spend, because you have to share some of that revenue with the theaters. The theaters get a cut of that too. Whatever it is, I don't know what the percentage exactly is, but they gonna get a cut. So not only do you need to make the money back that you put into it and that you use for marketing, and the cut and percentage that the theater's gonna take as you make more money, you got to make a profit. Because if you don't make a profit, then that's like a year or two of wasted time. In other words, Fast X, if let's say the budget was about 450, $500 million, this thing has to make at least $1 billion just to be profitable, or just to break even. I'm sorry. Just to break even, just for it to be manageable. Just so that don't nobody jump out no windows. It has to make $1 billion. Right now, worldwide, Fast X is at $548 million. The domestic, that means in the USA, it ain't even touched 120. It's doing great overseas. It's doing great. But it ain't doing what it needs to do. I don't see where another $500 million is going to come from. And I told you that $500 million was just for it to really, I told you it needs 2.5 to do well, so that it's worth whatever it's doing. So y'all have a little cheese at the end. 2.0, that's like you made your money back, but then you still had to pay other people, and you're not really getting that's not a lot of cheese right there. That's like cheese whiz at that point. You want some Gouda, you want some Swiss. I don't know, whatever y'all eat. I don't need cheese. But here's what's more disturbing to me. This is what's more disturbing. Right now, it's about 500 million. Fast 9, which was infinitely a worse movie, probably one of the worst, made $719 million. Domestically, it made 173. And internationally, it did 546. This ain't a good matchup. And here's the crazier thing. This was in 2021. It was in the middle of a pandemic. We was raw dogging the air with our masks. Come on now. This right here was in the middle of a pandemic, and it still looks like it's tracking a little better than Fast X. Yikes. Now, I don't know what's going to happen. Keep in mind, they already got the push from China. It's number one in China. But for how long? And is Across the Spider-Verse going to knock it out? Are other movies? I mean, summer's coming. Transformers is about to drop in a minute. You got other movies. Flash is about to drop in a minute. How long are they going to make it to 700 million? So again, while some people might think like, well, it made money. What's the big deal? It didn't make enough. Just because you made 700 million doesn't mean that that's great. People want to get paid for their time. They put 500 into it. Getting 700 million is not a good flip. Anywho, That sucks. How do y'all feel about The Rock coming back? Are you looking forward to the movie? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. We're not going to get off this family situation because apparently we got some drama that needs to be sorted out. Now, I'm going to preface this by saying that this is based off of rumors and unconfirmed sources. However, I'm also going to say that I absolutely want to cover this because I find it utterly hilarious. And I don't find it that unbelievable. I've told y'all in the past that Vin Diesel had an issue with The Rock. That Vin Diesel, and I have videos about this on my channel, so you can always go back and type in Vin Diesel E-Man and you'll find them. Vin Diesel, as time has gone on, has taken this franchise, especially after the untimely death of Paul Walker, and he has made it his own thing. Now, I've said for a long time that is one of the biggest reasons why this franchise cannot succeed, because you cannot pin everything just on Vin Diesel's character Dom, because it erased a lot of the mystique behind the character. It erased a lot of the appeal, and it also compromised all the other side characters. They can't really grow if they all in Vin Diesel's shadow, right? And there was one thing about Fast X that I think most people really enjoyed. And that was none other than Jason Momoa, who came back and played the character of Dante. Now, Fast X has a lot of problems. You can go watch my review. I got that up and I explain it in detail. But one thing that was not a problem, in my opinion, was Jason Momoa's portrayal of Dante. That was probably one of the best things that kept my interest. But while most people loved Dante, and I'm right now I'm also going to just talk about critics. While most critics loved Dante, Jason Momoa's portrayal, it seems like that wasn't the case for everybody. It seems like there was some hateration in the air. It seems like somebody took a little sip of haterade with this whole thing with Jason Momoa. And wouldn't you know it? It ain't nothing, it ain't nobody else but Vin Diesel. Yes, according to this, Vin Diesel is upset. He's pissed. He's mad. He's jealous of Jason Momoa's overacting in Fast X and blames the co-star for the bad reviews. For the bad review. He's blaming Jason Momoa for the bad. So you mean to tell me the one good thing in your movie you think is the reason why your movie sucks? You think that's the reason why people was coming at your movie? Not the lack of logic, not the disregard for physics, not your terrible overacting, but Jason Momoa's? The one everybody literally was like carried this movie? I gotta hit him with the Sagat laugh. What? Let me read it. Let me just read it. Let me read it. Vin Diesel is blaming his new co-star, Jason Momoa's performance in the new Fast and Furious, for causing the film to be trashed by critics. To be trashed. Oh, sources revealed desperate Diesel is unwilling to accept that he might have played a role in the poor reviews and is throwing Momoa under the bus, even though Jason is one of the few aspects of the film that critics praised. Vin is embarrassed. Jason is being branded the only bright spot in the film and stealing his thunder in a franchise he built himself. Jason's overacting and scene stealing undermined his movie, which drew a wimpy 57% on Rotten Tomatoes. Jason has become aware of Vin's bad mouthing. Yo, bruh, ain't no way. I refuse to believe. Now, let me just say, this came from inside sources on Radar Online. I don't know if that's credible. I don't know if it whatever. But the reason why I give this a little bit of credence, just a little, I still got my salt, but the reason why I get this little inch is because I've heard this stuff before with Vin Diesel. This was not that long ago that apparently the Vin Diesel was losing it over The Rock's box office success, even though it really wasn't, on iTunes. It said here, Vin Diesel tried so hard to be the man that other men want to be and women want to be with, but he'll always be in The Rock's shadow, spilled an insider. His ego is extremely fragile and he can't shake the feeling that Dwayne's the better man. The sad thing is, this feud isn't about two guys. It's mostly a one-sided thing, and it's all on Vin, who's become obsessed with Dwayne. Now, this was earlier. This was back when they was beefing. Now, the reason why I do give this a little bit more credence, again, I don't know who these sources are, right? But I remember specifically when it was Fast 6 and Fast 7 and a little bit into Fast 8. When The Rock started to come on to the show, to the movie and kind of take a bigger role, especially when Paul Walker was gone. If y'all watch those movies clearly, you're going to start to notice that this street racing legend that was Dom Toretto started getting bigger and stronger and even taller over the course of the movies. Why? Because he had to make sure The Rock was not going to step up and take over. Vin had to be the strong guy. He had to be the other muscle. Just go watch the movies. Look at Fast 9. This man said, I'm finna jump down and I'm gonna be the Amazing Hulk and I'm gonna beat 20 guys by myself. When you learn how to fight like that and be that strong when you was cranking motors in the streets, but now you the Hulk. What is this? The actions let me know that. Here's the other thing. Look at Fast X. My man got into the car, the police transport. Y'all think it's a coincidence that this man wears shirtless, or sleeveless shirts? You think that's coincidence? You think it's coincidence that anytime he sits down, he has to sit and flex and make sure, look, I ain't got no muscle. I ain't got no, don't worry. He be sitting there and just be like, yeah, so I live my life 1/4 of a mile at a time. Yup, I'm just sitting here staring for no reason. Yup, yeah. Cars, family. Like, y'all think that's coincidence? He literally flexes in every scene when he does not need to flex. Why are you flexing and you eating a burger at the cookout? What you flexing for? The burger ain't gonna do nothing. What's the problem? You sitting here reading your kid a bedtime story. Why are you flexing? Why does the muscle need to be shown while you reading the little kid a story? What is this? So yes, I do personally believe, based off of what I've seen on the screen and what I hear from these unconfirmed rumors, that there is some jealousy going on, that this guy's got a problem. Now, here's my other issue. if I'm going to assume that this is true, I'm not saying it's true, but if he is actually jealous of Jason Momoa's portrayal, why don't you call cut? You the other producer. You the executive. This your baby. This is your show. This is your ride. Why don't you just say, yo, while we was filming, you doing too much. Stop it. Oh, that extra scene? No, we not going to leave that in. Take it out. The buck stops with you, sir. Not only was Vin Diesel probably one of the worst actors in this whole movie, but as the executive producer, you the boss. The buck stops with you. You the one that hires people, or not, you was kidnapping folks, holding people hostage the whole series. What you mean? This is on you. Because guess what? If Fast X made $2 billion, you know what we would say? Man, this made no sense. But you know what? Good job. Y'all made y'all money. And he would get the praise for that. But you can't pass the buck when you the one that's signing checks. You the one that's hiring people in. This is you. It's all you. Ain't nothing to be mad about except yourself. So if this is true, shame on him for even trying to put this on Jason. Because Jason, that ain't how he roll. And he doesn't deserve that because he was the best part of this not very good movie. Anyway, y'all let me know, what do you think about these? Again, I'm gonna be very responsible about this. These are just rumors. Can't say they're coming from legit sources. But like I said, I've seen the trail. I've seen the evidence, and I'm like, I kind of think they might be true. Do you think they're true? Do you think they're not true? Maybe this is all puff and smoke. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And shout out, by the way, to Jason Momoa for not responding to this nonsense, because you don't need these kind of problems. But anyway, let's get to these comments here. Tony, also, what is it about Zack Snyder that makes him a polarizing director, especially with his DC movies and his other films? It's the fact that he bucks expectations with well-known and well-regarded properties. When you take something like Superman and you make Superman do something that is so far off, no one's saying that you have to be exactly cookie cutter, but when you do things that like portray him in a way that is not as uplifting or not as complimentary compared to what people have been ingrained with for decades, that's going to make you polarizing. Zack Snyder is a high risk, high reward director. He will do certain things, especially visually, that are high risk, but my goodness, you look at something like 300, thing of beauty. But sometimes he goes too far with what he tries to do in his storytelling, and it becomes too risky, and it loses more people than it should. Now, that doesn't mean that his risk that he takes doesn't work with some people. Obviously, you got a whole Snyder cult that follows him, and that's fine, but it doesn't work for the majority of people that would have translated to better dollars to make a Superman and or Batman film or Justice League film bring in the money that it needed. Now, I say that only about Snyder. I fully acknowledge that the studios and the execs prior also contributed. It's not just their fault. It was a shared responsibility that his story didn't work for people and their interference didn't work on a business level at all. And all of that was a combined level of mess. And because, unfortunately, when you are associated with mess, that's also going to make you polarizing. So I do believe that a lot of it is because his vision is so out there. His style of storytelling is not for everyone. And that's what makes him polarizing. Thank you so much, Tony. I hope that helped answered your question. Tony, back at it. Are you in the Grindhouse just crazy cooped up movies? Not really. Grindhouse doesn't really do it for me. They're not bad. It's just not it's not something I gravitate to. Like my guilty pleasure is horror movies. The possession movies, I watch those all day. And then of course sci-fi, like anything sci-fi. That's usually my go-to right there. But thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you. Didier, what you got? That whole beef was a WWE work. You know, I think I think it might have been, like I get the feeling that part of it was a beef. And let's be honest, The Rock knows how to sell a good promo. He knows how to sell beef. Um we're talking about him and Vin. Um I wouldn't be surprised if The Rock was telling the truth. Like, yo, Vin be coming in late, he be doing this and it, like because something tells me that if it were a work, if it was something that was more made up, they probably would have found a better grievance to have. But something like, man, he said a mama joke and I didn't like it. Something, just something. I don't know. Either way, I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't take these dudes seriously anyway. I'm glad that they worked it out. Maybe in the 20-year reunion or something, somebody will ask them, like, yo, was that a work? And they'll be like, yeah, it was. Whatever. We'll find out. But thank you so much, Didier. I appreciate you. Derek, in less than 30 minutes, we'll be into After Dark Hours. Let's hope not. I'm trying to cut this off as soon as possible. Wait, I had one more. I'm sorry, I missed it. I gotta scroll up now. Dang it. Give me a sec. Tony, back at it. Also, I think you forgot. I don't no, I got him. Was there another one? I think I'm caught up, unless you just thought that I didn't catch him in time, but I think I am all caught up. Yep, I'm all caught up. But thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. Either way. Yeah, sometimes, just so y'all know, like sometimes if I miss them, I'm still gonna try and go back and grab them as soon as I can. Ah, man. Yeah. Well, 3 hours. Sorry. All right. Let's kind of wrap this up with the last topic of the day, or the night at this point. The Flash. Now, I've told y'all so many times. The Flash movie. We saw the trailer. Trailer looks good. Not even going front. Can't front that at all. Trailer looks good. Movie looks good. I've told y'all that I've been very nervous because you got people like James Gunn talking about this one of the best superhero movies of all time. You got other people, David Zaslav, this is the greatest super movie I've ever seen. I'm like, first of all, what all have y'all seen? Because I saw James Gunn's little top 5 list of movies that he loved, and I was like, I mean, that's an interesting list. That's not half of the movies. I wouldn't say he had Into the Spider-Verse up there, so I gave him that. But some of them other ones, I was like, those aren't the greatest of all time. Like, what are you talking about? But at the same time, um, I believe that the movie is really good. But I haven't heard very many people say negative things about it, so I do believe it's very good. At the same time, I also know that the bar for DC is very low. It's super, super low. Like, let's not forget, they've been doing mediocre and underperforming movies for almost 10 years now. Now, we've had some exceptions, of course. Wonder Woman, Aquaman. We've had some movies like kind of break through, but for the vast majority, they're not doing what they need to do or living up to their potential. So, with that said, there was a lot of talk that the Flash movie was going to be really good, and it was something that, was going to help. But then came Ezra Miller. And Ezra Miller, as I've covered extensively, has been problematic, is saying it lightly. That's literally putting it lightly for the issues brought about by Ezra Miller. I don't have enough time to talk about the litany of issues that Ezra Miller has brought on. I have plenty of videos that go through all of them, and you can go through those if you really want. And before anybody comes on here, because for whatever reason, Ezra has been getting like all this defense and stuff from random people online. They're like, Ezra hasn't been charged. Nothing's happened. Ezra didn't do anything wrong. Let me remind y'all. Okay. Let me just remind y'all, just quick, because I don't have time for all of them. March 2022. Ezra was arrested and charged with the harassment and disorderly conduct. April of 2022, Ezra was arrested for assault. June 2022, couldn't even let the months go by. Court issued a harassment prevention order, a restraining order on behalf of a 12-year-old. August of 2022, Ezra Miller was charged with burglary. January of 2023, Ezra pled guilty to unlawful trespass. And those are just the things on paper. These are irrefutable. These are things that happen. These are not things that are just accusation, speculation, rumors, or whatever. No, this is the stuff that actually happened with Ezra Miller. I didn't even get to the accusations of child or minor grooming. I didn't get to the other allegations of child endangerment, letting a 1, 2, 3-year-old walk around with a bullet in their mouth and guns and drugs and stuff all around. I didn't even get to the other allegations of Ezra supposedly leading a cult, potentially grooming minors, and allegedly using the Flash persona to groom these people in this case and lead people. I didn't get to all of that because all of that is unresolved. And it's not just one restraining order. There were 2 restraining orders. One of them got dropped conveniently, but whatever. Either way, Ezra has been a problem. And we talked about, like, what is Warner Brothers going to do? Like, what can they do? You got your lead star of this movie out here acting a fool, being an international and domestic terrorist at the same time, going into Iceland and going into Hawaii and just being a whole problem. What are you going to do? How do you sell a movie about a superhero when your lead star is acting like a whole criminal villain? How? So we talked about how, maybe they'll shelve the movie, but then again, they paid a lot of money. That money was already in the bank. It was done. Ezra came and shot a couple shoots here and there, but they paid for it. But then again, you don't know what's going to happen with Ezra. Y'all remember the time that there was a warrant out for Ezra, or the police were looking for Ezra, and Ezra sat there and posted, "You can't find me, I'm in the Speed Force," or whatever crazy nonsense they posted? Like, this is what you playing with? So the thing that kind of bothered me with this situation was that in most cases, you would sit here and think, when your lead star is a problem, when they're accused of something or whatever, you got to drop that actor. You got to move on. You got to do something. And there was some, I thought Warner Brothers would have done something about it, but they kept quiet. But that's not what surprised me. What surprised me more was what was just acknowledged recently. And that was the Flash producer says that the Flash movie was never at risk of being shelved due to Ezra Miller's history. They go on to say here, when asked if there was a legitimate fear of the movie being canceled, Muschietti said, "Not at all, no. That was never real." Never? Ever? Never ever? Now, let me fully acknowledge that I understand. Like I said before, they paid for this movie already. You're not going to waste $200-300 million, and just scrap it, especially if the movie's good, right? And you don't want to punish all the other people. I mean, Ezra is one person. You don't want to punish Michael Keaton or Sasha, whoever's playing the Supergirl. You don't want to punish all these other people because of one person like that. That's a lot of hard work. That's a lot of money being wasted. I get that. I totally get that. The issue that I have is y'all didn't even think about it. Y'all didn't even put it on the table. Your lead star is terrorizing people, assaulting people, trespassing on other people's property, stealing from other people, being a whole villain in real life. And y'all never thought about it? Y'all never said, it was never real that y'all was like, ooh, maybe we should like stop. I'm not saying y'all should have made that the final decision, because I understand the business of it. I do. But y'all never thought about it? The problem I have with that is that I think that that also speaks loudly about where you draw your moral lines. I mean, my question is, what would it have taken? What if Ezra killed somebody? Ezra raped someone? Like, is that when it would register? Like, maybe we can't. Like, I'm just curious what would have made it real for them to consider this is too much. Because multiple arrests, multiple charges, literally a plea of guilty. Where is the line? So I'm just curious about that. That's all. I was really taken back that they just said, nah, it was never even a thing. We didn't even think about it. Golly. I don't know. What do y'all think about the fact that they never thought about canceling the Flash? Do you think they at least should have considered it? Do you think that the business made too much sense? It makes too much money. You got to keep it going. I don't know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. But we gonna end off with this last one. And unfortunately, it's still about Ezra. Because for whatever reason, there has been an odd, strange defense of Ezra Miller that continues to go on. And I've told you guys before, the litany of issues with Ezra Miller perplexes me as to why anybody would come to their defense. And at the same time, I'm also wondering, because I've said this before. I was like, obviously y'all are gonna move forward with the movie. Cool, the movie is great. All right, that's wonderful. But you're also going to have to promote the movie. Now, clearly, y'all not going to put Ezra on the press tour. And so far, Ezra's done zero press because Ezra has been in rehab. What that means, I don't know. But the issue that's been happening is we've been seeing a lot of defense for Ezra. Now, not too long ago, we talked about Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon, co-star, he plays Zod. He was saying that, like, he feels for Ezra because the public is, getting on Ezra and all that. And I'm like, so usually when you do bad things, society pushes back. And Michael Shannon also acknowledged that he didn't know what he was talking about because he wasn't all that informed on the situation. So I do wonder if Michael Shannon's opinion would change once he hears the child grooming or mild groomer or grooming of minors and the assault and the trespassing and all like, again, what's your line, sir? But I think probably one of the most ridiculous things that have been said so far have come from the director of the movie, Andy Muschietti. Now, again, you can take this for what it is, but apparently, when asked about these things during the press tour, I've said for the longest, just don't say nothing. Don't bring up Ezra. It's not important. But Andy feels different. And Andy went ahead and said that no one else can replace Ezra Miller if there's a sequel. No one. else. Let's go to what Andy actually said. If a sequel happens, yes, Andy Muschietti said about Miller returning for another Flash film. I don't think there's anyone that can play that character as well as they did. The other depictions of the character are great, but this particular vision of the character, they just excelled in doing it. And yeah, and as you said, the two berries, it feels like a character that was made for them. Then Barbara, who is also a producer, says, in principal photography, Ezra was brilliant and the most committed and the most professional actor. Ezra gave everything for this role, physically, creatively, emotionally. They were absolutely supreme. Here's my problem. Everything you're hearing right now, I believe all the defenses for Ezra Miller right now, especially from Andy, from anyone at this case, is completely unwarranted. And the reason why I say it's unwarranted is because we've seen nothing. Nothing has really came about to warrant this pre-defense. Matter of fact, I feel as though this pre-defense is the manifestation of literal privilege. That's all I can say. That's what this looks like. It is the literal manifestation of what privilege in action. Because it has to take a certain level of privilege for someone to do so many heinous things. And again, I'm not even going to list the stuff. You could take the accusations out of there, right? I'm talking about the arrests, the assaults, the guilty pleas. I'm talking about the things that are hardcore actually happened with Ezra Miller. So miss me with all the Ezra didn't do nothing nonsense. Miss me with that. And matter of fact, that's another manifestation of the privilege too. To sit here and have that cognitive dissonance to act like Ezra didn't do nothing and Ezra's just being railroaded. Miss me with that too. But the reason why I say that this is privilege is because Ezra not only pleaded guilty to doing bad things, but Ezra's in recovery. Do y'all know if the recovery even worked? Like, Ezra's still in the oven cooking, still baking. But y'all are out here saying that cake is delicious. Y'all are out here saying this thing is going to be the best food ever. It ain't even turned brown yet. The heat in the oven ain't even on yet. What are you talking about? What is that? What? Like, the yeast hasn't even rised yet. Like, what are you? How are you defending Ezra? And Ezra hasn't even said anything. Ezra only issued a statement through a rep, some generic apology. I'm sorry for my actions. Blah, blah. We have seen no actual accountability because, again, I don't know what this rehab is. I don't know if it's just a vacation. I don't know if Ezra is like actually getting help. I don't know what any of that means. I hope Ezra is actually getting help. I really do, because I believe Ezra deserves to be helped as much and get whatever help Ezra needs for the mental illness. I get that. But at the same time, this pre-caping for Ezra, this pre-defense of Ezra is ridiculous and unnecessary. Now, if you want to sit here and say, you know, Ezra was great on screen, Ezra did a great job in the movie, that's fine. I have no problem with that. But to sit here and fix your mouth and to say nobody else can play this but Ezra, stop it. Because now you just gaslighting. Stop it. It's unnecessary. What have I been saying? Stop talking about Ezra. Promote your movie. It's literally that easy. Why do y'all like mess? I don't understand the culture that breeds in WB and now DC Studios. Y'all just love mess. Everything attached to Ezra is going to be connected to mess until Ezra comes back and maybe cleans up their act, comes back a changed person, and you know what I'm saying? Like has some contrition, takes accountability. Until that happens, Ezra either needs to not be talked about or just, or leave it alone. I don't understand why you have to go above and beyond out of your way to defend and to uplift Ezra Miller. Because again, what if the rehab doesn't work? What if Ezra comes back and terrorizes another country or another state? What if Ezra looks at the help that, supposedly they were supposed to get and they came out worse? How are your words going to age at that point? This is why I keep talking about Ezra Miller is not worth all of this defense. Let Ezra help Ezra. If Ezra's already in rehab and getting help, guess what? When Ezra comes back, now let Ezra do the work. You can support Ezra if you like, and you can be like, yo, Ezra, you came back. I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to let you do this. Okay, that's fine. We all believe in second chances. I'm not going to sit here and be one of those people that want to forever punish Ezra Miller. I will hold Ezra Miller accountable for their actions, however. And until there's a change in the pattern of behavior, until there's a sense of accountability and contrition and true repentance from those actions, we being on that neck all day. We applying pressure all day. Because if you just gonna sit here and do the same, and you still getting all this access and stuff, meanwhile, you got other actors and other people in the same profession getting lit up for less. Johnny Depp, Jonathan Majors. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So this whole idea that can't nobody else play him, but like, stop. Yeah, okay. I don't care if this movie make $1 billion. Ezra Miller don't need to come back again until things change. Ezra needs to have a huge 180. But if that does not happen, which I don't expect it to, that ain't gonna happen overnight. Nah, we don't need Ezra Miller. For what? And then on top of that, again, what you gonna do if them minor allegations prove out to be true? What you gonna do if another victim moves forward and presses charges? What you gonna do if another lawsuit comes out of nowhere? You really want to hit your wagon on the Ezra Miller? That, like, for real? Now, it could also be possible that Andy's just talking. It could be possible that Andy knows ain't gonna be another Flash sequel. Could be possible that Andy knows that they're gonna drop everything in another universe and it's just gonna stay there. And maybe Ezra's already been recast. Maybe. I don't know. Even if those things are true, you don't have to come out and say these things. It's not helpful. It's just not. Because for the people that are not rocking with Ezra right now, the people that feel some type of way about somebody that just literally gets away with like all these heinous things when others would not, it's gaslighting. And it's unnecessary. Promote your movie. Man, we got Michael Keaton. Yo, we got all these things happening. Yo, Batman's going to do this. Man, the movie's great. Go see it. Get your tickets now. You see how you could promote without even mentioning Ezra? You can do that. It's possible. Anyway, y'all let me know what you think about the director's commentary. Let me know how you feel. Yeah. Let me know in the comments down below. Sorry, I couldn't make it past the 3 hours. Let me grab the or I did make it past, but whatever. Navlak, thank you. Congrats on 100K subscribers. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Contributions like that just definitely make it worth it. Thank you. Baker, what you got? Congrats. Happy weekend, people. Replay gang. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. and Frigga's belt. The ingredients are still in the grocery store. Right, right, right. Oh man, that's a good one. Thank you, Frigga. Appreciate that as well. And let's see, we got Tony. Last question. Thoughts on the director's extended cut and unrated version for movies? Or are you someone that feels that things are sometimes cut for a reason? Although thoughts on Megan unrated cut. I have not watched Megan the unrated cut, so I have no idea. I won't comment on that. I think that, when it comes to, I'm assuming you're talking about Snyder still. When it comes to Snyder and his unrated stuff, I think that that's a problem. If you can't, part of being a creator, and again, I'm not a director, right? On a very, very small level, I understand the art of creating content, art, right? I've made, let's say, theory videos. Again, I'm not on Zack Snyder's level. Totally acknowledge that, okay? But I understand the difficulty that comes in when you are a creative and you're a storyteller. I understand how there are sometimes certain things that you have a hard time letting go, or you have a hard time trying to edit out, because you want look, everything matters. All the scenes are important. You know how difficult it is to delete a scene or to delete something that you really like? That's hard to do as a storyteller. Zack Snyder has a problem with storytelling. Zack Snyder likes to add a lot of things that don't always need to be in there. Most movies don't have to be 3 to 4 hours long. They really don't. Because a lot of time, unless you're telling some sort of epic story, either break that movie in half or get into the editing room or shorten up the writing, because nobody needs that much. First of all, most audiences don't like sitting that long in a theater. Second of all, it's not good for your movie. Let's not forget, movie making is a business and it's an art. From an art perspective, you got to learn how to tell your story in a more concise way. From a business perspective, you can't have 3, 4, 5 hour movies, because it limits the amount of time that you can be in the theater and how many runs that it's going to get. And at some point, that's going to run out. So you minimize the amount of money you can make. So I think from a business perspective, Zack Snyder having all these extended, unedited cuts or whatever, that's problematic. Let's not forget, almost every director has stuff like that. Almost every director has a 4-hour cut. And you know what? They go into the editing room with the editors and stuff like that, and they chop it up. They like, okay, we don't have to tell that part. We could take it out. Will the audience get this? Yeah, that's cool. We can run with that. So for me, the fact that you need an extended cut, the fact that you need an unrated version, it kind of shows that you couldn't do it the first time. You couldn't be efficient with your time to tell a story. And that's not a good look, especially at that level where he's at. Because keep in mind, many directors are in the same position, and all of them, they don't need extended cuts. They don't need all of that stuff. You don't need an extended cut of Infinity War. You don't need an extended cut of Winter Soldier. You don't need an extended ultra edition of The Dark Knight. You don't need stuff like that, because you know how to tell a story in a concise way. That is the difference. So that's how I feel about it. I think that it's a problem in storytelling. But thank you so much. Ron, my man, congrats on 100K, brother. Brother, thank you so much. I know you've also been here for a long time, holding it down, and I appreciate you all day, every day. Thank you so much. Y'all, that's it. That's all I got for today. Thank y'all so much for being here. I am so happy to hit this milestone with y'all. I appreciate all the financial love that you guys have given. I can't tell you how much that really means to me as well. I feel like I'm a broken record. I'm always thanking y'all for stuff. But no, trust me, I'm definitely gonna find a way to get this back and give back something. We either gonna give out t-shirts, or we're gonna do something. I don't know. I'm gonna do something because I like to give back. I'm not one of those people that likes to only receive. I like to give more too. Stay tuned. I do have a lot of stuff coming up. Uh, I've got what am I doing? I think I have some reviews or something I'm doing, but I got some I got an interview coming up for From. You don't want to miss that. Couple interviews actually. Some good ones actually. Actually, I got some good interviews coming. I ain't gonna lie. It's some good interviews. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you follow the breakdowns, the videos, all of that good stuff. But yeah. Again, thank you guys for helping me reach this milestone. I didn't I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Never in my life would I have thought like this was gonna happen, but man, through you guys, the wife, God, hard work, all of this is possible. Anything is possible. Okay. All right, y'all. You know the deal. Wash your hands, wash your butts. Have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy yourself. I will see you guys on the flip side. Until next time, peace.